Colonel Wyatt hits the screen, got stories bold and keen. Old soldier, sharp and mean, tells truths they've never seen. Rugby lover with a roar, Africa flowing in his core. YouTube rants they can't ignore, his passion makes his heart soar. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Military mind, keen and wise, truths come out, no disguise. South African skies, in his eyes, hear his voice, no surprise. Retired soldier with the fight, in the dark he brings the light. Angry rants, truths ignite, join the cause, join the ride. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Enemies knocked on his door, trolls attack, but he's more with each click. Watch him soar on the truth waves, he explodes. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Right now, don't miss the brawl.
Take a picture.
Down by the lot near the old cafe where the sun fries cars all night and day, there's a wild crew doing what they do. Yeah, you know them, the parking lot crew. Refugees with moves so tight, waving cars in left and right. 10 ways to say, yo, park that straight. 12 for bro, you're 20 late. Neanderthals in safety vests, snack in hand, but doing their best. One grunted loud, broke out in a jig. Turns out he just wants a parking gig. Canines bark like they run the block. Chased a drone down, beat the clock. One gave change with a tail wag spin. That dog's got tips and a toothy grin. Who you gonna call when the lot gets loud? Parking cones up and a drawing a crowd. Whistles blow and the scooters fly. It's the parking crew and the riding high. From the streets of town to the lot bazaar, they'll guard your ride like a superstar. Yeah, from Josie streets to America, it's the funky, fearless parking lot crew.
Who? Who is it? Who is it? The funky, fearless parking lot crew. What's that all about? Are we hearing this again? Come on, what's going on? This song just keeps playing. It's stuck in her head like an earworm.
Down by the lot near the old cafe where the sun fries cars all night and day, there's a wild crew doing what they do. Yeah, you know them, the parking lot crew. Refugees with moves so tight, waving cars in left and right. 10 ways to say, yo, park that straight. 12 for bro, you're 20 late. Neanderthals in safety vests, snack in hand, but doing their best. One grunted loud, broke out in a jig. Turns out he just wants a parking gig. Canines bark like they run the block. Chased a drone down, beat the clock. One gave change with a tail wag spin. That dog's got tips and a toothy grin. Who you gonna call when the lot gets loud? Parking cones up and they're drawing a crowd. Whistles blow and the scooters fly. It's the parking crew and they're riding high. From the streets of town to the lot bazaar, they'll guard your ride like a superstar. Yeah, from Josie streets to America, it's the funky, fearless parking lot crew. Car guard shout near the garbage bin. Who parks skill? You let them in. They blow their whistles in perfect time, like a backup band with a traffic sign. Then here comes Wyatt, the colonel boss. Duct tape boots and a look that's sauce. Rides a scooter with flashing beams, salutes pigeons, yells at ice cream. Then dogs, apes from a line. No dents, no scrapes, no overtime. If they park like chaos, made a plan. Fight them twice and be the man. Who's got the beat in a vested hat? Parking legends funky like that. Guard your eye with soul and flair, and a hi-fi breeze in the summer air. From this line here to America, it's the wild, proud parking lot crew.
Oops, microphone's not working now too. Yeah, I got it. Everybody calm down. Chill. Little Demerol. Lower the volume. There we go. Okay, we got it. Yeah, welcome back. It's the 1st of July, folks. 23:08 on the East Coast, 6:08 a.m. in Central Africa time in South Africa. Whether you're in Cape Town, Nelspruit, Joburg, Zeerust, Port Elizabeth, Tshwane, Petersburg, it doesn't matter. It's still 6:08. And it's 5:08 in the United Kingdom, British Isles. Welcome back, folks. The land that's gone. Once was a mighty empire, now just an embarrassment to the world. Along with their neighbors in Ireland, who even bigger embarrassment, giving away their country to people who will not assimilate, who hate Christians, who hate whites, and who have unreasonable demands on Irish. Yeah, using it as a colonization territory. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Well, to all the Neanderthals, the canines, the right-wing podcasters, and all of the aspiring car guards out there. Once again, this announcement, effective August 1st, the Car Guards of America United will be a national union for South African refugees who are forced to work as car guards in America. Once again, your membership dues are $1,000 per month. You can make them payable to my checking account, and we'll go from there. Welcome back as we organize union labor for Car Guards of America, folks. Yeah. Okay, tax break won't be next month. Tax break won't be to the new fiscal year. It doesn't take effect until after it's signed. It becomes law. It won't become law until the next year, unless something odd happens. Well, now it's 10 after. Well, that clock is behind again. Yep, that thing sucks. That friggin' Chinese crap. That's a nice clock. I like how it looks back there. The color and everything's perfect, but it just doesn't keep time very well. I don't think there's an adjustment on either. Yeah. Well, Arctic, did you think it was going to happen right away? No, laws take effect unless it's something very specific. They take effect. This is a budget. Budget takes effect in the next fiscal year. This will be the first budget we passed, I think, in like 30 years on time. Shocking. July 2nd there. Yes, it is. Well, expat family Joubert, 508. What are you, in Namibia? Not going to be 508. Oh, did I say 6? I said 6. I'm sorry. My bad. 508. My error. That's right. Yeah, you guys jumped ahead, so I'm fading back to the wintertime here before we had spring forward when we're still falling back. Yeah, my bad. We had 7 hours then, just 6 hours now. Hey. The bugger off bunny told me to bugger off. Well, look at that, guys. My right-hand man is not being so friendly here. All right. Yeah, I'm stuck in 2020, Peter J. Piper. Actually, I'm stuck in 1982. Oh, it was such a great year. I was 17. 17, yeah, 1982. Started college. It was great. Whew, man, wow. That was such a great year. Cape Town, an hour difference than the rest of South Africa. Years ago, they said back an hour. Okay, cool. Bugger off bunny was 2. Lucinda, I didn't say it was my best year. I said it was the best year. It wasn't my best year, but it was the best year. 1982, everything was clear, man. Everything was clear. Yeah. All right. Well, lots happening tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Usually we use the night owls just to kind of chat, shoot the breeze, touch base. But a lot is happening. So, wow, my goodness. We can cover some of that tonight, and I'll cover it again. You are the best, says Peter J. Piper. Okay, well, thank you, Peter. I appreciate that. Not everybody feels that way. Some people in Facebook private groups and in WhatsApp private groups like to lie about me, disparage me, and try to besmirch me, which is comical. Because it's just comical. It really is comical. People hear what they want to hear. That's the thing I've discovered most about that refugee process. People hear what they want to hear. And they get locked in, and that's all they want to believe. It's all they want to believe. That's how things are going to be. It doesn't matter how many times they're proven wrong. That's how it's going to be. It's very frustrating. Oh, everybody said, lots of people are saying I'm the best. Only old people wake at this time. Well, wannabe storm chaser, old people, it's 11 o'clock at night, not old people. Nice bicep. Well, you like that bicep. It's kind of lame. You know, it's kind of. I've been working out late. Look at that. It's kind of. Look at that. Look flabby there. Ugh, there's nothing. It's not quite as muscular as it once was. Yet it used to be impressive. That thing used to pop. Used to pop up like that. Ooh, used to pop up. No, there's nothing there, man. That's grandpa bicep there, man. Yeah. 82. I was in standard 8. You were just a little pup. Lana was 12. You were a little pup too. Little pups. Okay. Bunnies have sharp teeth. They do. They do bite too. You ever been bitten by a rabbit? I have. Ooh, but bite isn't the problem. The problem is like cats. Those freaking hind legs are strong. Rabbits have strong legs, man. Oh my goodness. You got to know how to pick those buggers up. Kind of like, you got to be careful, man. Oof. Ooh, rabbits. I don't know how people keep rabbits in their house. It's crazy. They're like rats. They have to chew on something or the teeth keep growing. People should do some homework. I do not know how far back you and your astounding knowledge in Africa. Yeah, Peter J. Piper, they're too lazy. They're just bigots, racist, and asswipes. Lots of them. They have no manners. So they just think some dude on YouTube. Oh, it's just some dude on YouTube who thinks he's funny because he makes songs. Yeah, no, man. Do a little bit of research. Yep. They do poop a lot, but it comes in little balls. It's not messy like cows, but they do poop a lot. Yep. It's because they're always eating. Yeah, people should do the research, Peter J. Piper, but they don't. Rebecca Davies from the Daily Maverick called me a right-wing podcaster. Okay, first off, that's not even remotely accurate. Right-wing? What right-wing values do I espouse? Equality before the law? That's not right-wing. That's liberal. Free speech? That's not right-wing. Freedom of assembly? That's not right-wing. No. Am I conservative? Absolutely. I believe in upholding the rule of law. Absolutely. National defense, national security, 100%. Yeah. Does that make me right-wing? No. But that's what Rebecca Davies from the Daily Maverick called me when she lied about me and slandered me in her crappy newspaper, which used to be pretty good, the Daily Maverick. Yep, she sure did. Yep, and then Newsroom Africa just flat out lied. I commented on Miss Amanda Kho's professor at Stellenbosch when she was talking about sanctions on South Africa. She said, America's sanctions. It's a lie. It's an outright lie. The fact that my commentary didn't make national news is astounding. It was a lie. She simply lied. There are no sanctions in South Africa. There are tariffs, but there's no sanctions. She's calling ending handouts sanctions. It's not a sanction. Sweetheart, you need to learn what sanctions are. You need to go back to university. You have a PhD in what? Rhetoric? Anyway, so I didn't attack her personally. I mentioned that she said it. The Newsroom Africa, responding to my video the next week, had another guest on and called me a liar. And they lied about me. They said that I was talking about what she said about land. I didn't talk about land. The video I made was not about land. The video I made was about her saying there were sanctions in South Africa. So I took a fact, I exposed a lie from a Stellenbosch University professor, or a complete ignorance. How can you be a PhD and not know something as simple as a sanction, or an embargo, or a tariff? And then Newsroom Africa lied about me. No consequences. If I lived in South Africa, I would have taken them to the press ombudsman and demanded an apology. In fact, I should take them to the press ombudsman and demand an apology. Well, Peter, I mean, occasionally I make a mistake. I misspeak or something, but I could usually correct myself midstream if I do it. In fact, sometimes, like today was a bad day. I felt like I was like freaking getting, Alzheimer's or dementia or something like that. Today was one of those days I could not remember names. It just happened. It's in the past year and a half, it's happened occasionally. Today it happened. I've been like I'm on fire lately. Everything's just recall, total recall, spitting right out. But earlier today, I just could not remember certain names. Just drove me nuts. Like I was watching that Broadchurch American version, it's Grace Point, I think it's called. I couldn't remember the name of Grace Point. I was watching Grace Point. I couldn't remember Broadchurch name. Then I'm watching Broadchurch after I finished watching the whole Grace Point, and I couldn't remember the name of Grace Point an hour later. It's like, what the hell? Or you forget your kids' names. That's bad. Just number them 1, 2, 3, and just use the lowest number would be the newest one or the oldest one. I'm always burning the candle both ends, Lana. Boy, it's warm in here tonight. Or maybe I'm just excited because I got out of the shower. Got a shower. Got my dew looking all spiffy and dew. Whoop-de-doo. Check it out. Yeah, so Rebecca must be deaf. Yeah. No. It's not about deaf. It's about dishonesty. It's dishonesty in reporting. Now, Miss van der Heever, who writes for the South African, and her story's been picked up by MSN, she wrote some wrong things, but it wasn't malicious. She just got a few things wrong, and I corrected it. And the next time in her next story, she got it correct, which is interesting. I get plenty of people lying about me, and it's just really sad. If your way to refute the analysis that I do, the facts that I report, the stories that I cover, is to lie about me, is to besmirch me, and to make stupid comments about me that aren't germane to what I'm talking about, it just shows how empty your quiver is. Empty quivers. That's what it is. People have empty quivers. Hello, Troy. I believe I answered your email. We felt the sanctions in the 70s and 80s, had to struggle petrol and car going to Cape Town. Otherwise, we would not make it. Everybody struggled in the 70s, not the 80s. That's a South African thing. In the 70s, 80s were salad days, man. Yes, but the 70s were tough because of the embargoes. 70, 74, and 79 were just brutal. You should put them straight. Well, Loretta, I can't do it to everybody because it sounds like I'm just attacking people all the time. Watch a video of Sergeant taking his last walk of the tomb. I saw that. Yep. Christina, what's going on there? Just do all the time. Okay. WF Sealy-ish. What's going to look like USA, huh? Can I be your fancy Toyota car guard? Yeah, well, Dogzilla, I don't need car guards. I live in America. Not necessary. I don't live in Philadelphia, Chicago, or Seattle, so I don't need car guards. Oh, Dogzilla, that was a dig. It's your hometown. That's right, the Emerald City of Seattle. That was a dig. Pike's Place, not safe. No, it's safe at Pike's Place. I'm just kidding. Parked my car there. Never had a problem. Had my Volvo at the time. Yeah, my Volvo 850, man. Love that car. A 5-cylinder. Who the hell makes a 5-cylinder car? Transverse mounted engine. Who puts an engine sideways? Well, Volvo did. Yep. Need a Wyatt is right t-shirt. Yeah, that's right. Should say the Wyatt Army, look no further. Got out of groups a long time ago. Sheep mentality. Yeah, it does take place. That's why I said in my groups, because people ask me to put the refugee groups, I said it's only supposed to be refugee information, and no one can comment in except myself and the mods. Well, Hendo is over exuberant. He put up all my videos in there. My intent, honestly, was not to use the refugee groups to promote my videos. That wasn't my intent. And I personally, for the most time, only put, with the exception of the Telegram group, I am putting my videos in there. But in the WhatsApp groups, because I said it was only for refugee-related stuff, I put refugee-related videos in there. But Hendo puts everything in there. But no one else can put anything in there because they can't get in a fight. You can't get in a fight. But I noticed that people leave the group if I don't publish something occasionally. So I just, even if I don't have a refugee video, I put one of my videos in that might be relevant to relations. So yeah, that's why I said that's all I'm going to put in those groups. By the way, if anybody wants to shift over to number 2, we've got some openings in number 2. If you're curious, let me get to that real quick. So I'm going to find the refugee groups here. U.S. refugee admissions. That's the first one. That one's full. Okay, members. Oh, no, that's not full either. Oh, wow. They're both got a little bit of space now. Huh. Wow. People leaving. 2 members. Oh, number 2 is full. Number 1 is not full. So let me go back to number 1. How did that... Oh, nobody's requesting to get in there. Okay, that's what it is. So if you want to join the first one, I got slots Copy link. I've got slots for 9 if somebody wants to get in the RefG WhatsApp group, okay? The original one, because people have left it, okay? So here you go. Get over there real quick. If there's people want to get into it, I know this isn't a RefG thing, but I put the link in there. So if you're here and you want to get in the RefG group, you can on WhatsApp. Again, no one else can chat in there, so... Okay, got 1 request already. There's 2. Boom, boom. You guys are in. Look at that. Look at that. Early bird gets the worm. All right, any more requests? 6 requests. Okay, that's going to do it, guys. I'm doing it in the order they came in. Okay, and... Okay, any more? Let me see. It's full. All right, just like that. And I got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 more. Okay, guys, stop. I got all those people in. Okay? You guys are in. So the other one's still full. So there you go. Well, I don't know why the first group died off. People lost interest. So that's on them. Spoke about the Facebook groups, not your second comment. Eat more meat, less carbs for good biceps. Okay. Okay. You're burning candle both ends. Chris, why do you continue to do the service? Wooter, Olafir, because I have no life. I'm bored. I'm lonely. No. Leaders lead. Wooter. Leaders lead. If the media did their job, I wouldn't have to do this. I could go sit on the beach. Truth be told, I wouldn't be on the beach. I'd be in the mountains. But I could go sit in the mountains. I could go on a road trip. I could go watch Rick Springfield. By the way, Rick Springfield, like 78, probably my last chance to see him. I got a link for free tickets earlier, but it's open in Connecticut. I'm not driving Connecticut, but he is playing in Allentown, which is an hour and a half away from here. I'm like, yes. So I went to Ticket Shyster, also known as Ticketmaster, but they're scumbags, Ticket Shyster. And it said $75. I'm like, $75? Front row. I clicked on it. No. That ticket's $370. They start at $75. They don't tell you. You have to hover it over. It says $75. You click on it, $370. Yeah, I don't think so. I can play Jesse's Girl on YouTube. I mean, it'd be nice to see Rick Springfield because for me to go up there, it's 7 o'clock in the evening on a Sunday, the 13th. So I'd have to drive up there. It's an hour and a half. That's petrol. That's about half a tank of gas, a third of a tank of gas. And then I've got to go to the concert. If I pay $370 for the ticket, then I've got to pay for parking, whatever that's going to be, another $20. So say $400 for the concert. Then I got to stay overnight at a hotel. That's $125 to $150. Then petrol coming back. So that's $400. It's $500, $600 to go watch Rick Springfield sing for an hour and a half. Yeah. You see why people don't go to concerts anymore? Yeah. There was a ticket available for $50, but it was so far away, I need binoculars to see Rick Springfield. So I can see Rick Springfield much closer here and much younger and in better shape and a lot sexier on my screen. Not that I have a crush on Rick Springfield. I'm just saying. Anyway, so yeah, that's how they ruin stuff. I'm not paying that to go to a concert, and I'm not driving that far away for that kind of money. Why continue to take the flack? Well, Wouter, Olafir, I had no say over people shooting bullets and landing artillery and mortar rounds at me and shooting anti-tank weapons at my armored vehicle, but I did it. I did it repeatedly, over and over again. I had no say in the 3 jackasses I worked for who tried to destroy me because they were just fools while I was in the Army, because everybody else was wonderful. Yeah, no, leaders lead. Leaders lead. Also, I'm a student of humanity. I study people, which made it an appropriate fit for me to become an intelligence officer, in particular become a counterintelligence officer later on, and human intelligence professional, because I study people. I watch people. Nonverbal communication, verbal communication. Also, I like to think, and you could disagree, it's your prerogative if you think I'm wrong, but I like to think I get people by and large. I get people. That's how I can relate to Afrikaners. That's how I can relate to the Tswana. Eke Motswana. I just do. Probably because of my upbringing, living all over the place, always being the odd man out, trying to fit in a new school all the time, dozens of times in primary school, having to adapt all the time, relearn this, do that, move, pick up and go, and I'm the outcast again. So, I mean, I just been living in circumstances where there are 300 families, 3 of them are white, living in neighborhoods all Puerto Rican except for me. I learned to adapt and overcome. So I think that's nothing wrong with going in Seattle. Pike Place is fun. Yeah. Yeah, Pike Place is nice. Yeah, it's not as awesome as people make it out to be like, Seattle, you got to go to Pike Place. If you're in Seattle, go to Pike Place. It's cool. But I wouldn't go to Seattle for Pike Place. Yanni Botsov says, thank you. Welcome. Martinez Boats, welcome to you. Very good answer. We normally ask you first and pray they would assist at the consulate. Oh, you mean in my email. Thank you for that. Helen of Troy. These days I stay off Facebook. Yeah, Loretta, I only go on Facebook in self-defense. No, Wouter, I don't. Oh, no, you're misunderstood. Oh, Wouter Olafir. No. Are you new to the channel or just haven't been chatting before? No. I don't receive just crap. I maybe just tuned in recently. No. The affection, the love, the amazing stuff, the connections I made, the people. I mean, I can pick up the phone and call Steve Hofmeyer. I can pick up the phone and call Peter Cherneval, Bantu Holomisa. I can send an email to Kevin Sorbo and he'll respond. And I could go on and on and on. But I won't. It's really cool, and those are just known people. I mean, it's the people that aren't known that I meet are really cool too. The meet and greets have always been fascinating for me. It's really cool that people would want to come and chat with me and meet me and take photos with me, and wow, oftentimes give me nice little gifts like the bugger off bunny from a refugee, and this one down here, which is lovely. This wood carving, which is made for me. Whoops. See, that's why I didn't like to pick it. That's why I leave it down there. This thing likes to come apart, so. Here we go. Well, I'll just show you this without the stand. So there you go. This was made for me. That's pretty cool. I mean, there you go. Thank you for the truth. I mean, who else is doing it, man? And some people are giving the truth, but how many people have the depth of experience? Some, not many. The most used. Most people choose not to share their experience and depth of knowledge. I do it. You know, I could put all this stuff behind a paywall, and especially now, I've got 100,000 subscribers. I could stop right now. If you want questions about refugees, you want to see refugee interviews, you're going to have to pay behind a paywall. I could do that. I can make a ton of money. People would pay. We did a poll the other day. Over 65% of the people said they would pay for that content. Yeah, I mean, I can make a crap load of money. But to me, that would ruin my credibility. And besides, that's not providing a public service. Look, I get a little something out of this. I mean, it's cool to get to know people. So no, Vooter. So no, I don't take just crap. But people are trying to build themselves up by destroying me. Look, you want to build yourself up, there's a better way to do it. If you got a legitimate beef with me or an analytical dispute with me, then have it. But don't bring mistaken analysis on your part and claim something else. No, it doesn't work that way. Yeah, so it's not all the crap. I get lots of love. Would you say that name in the same way Americans say a router? It's a router, Dean, not a router. A router is a device you put down the toilet. A router. No, that's a router. That is a router. Yep. 375. Yes, Arctic. That's what it was for you can look it up. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Click on the seats up in the front. There's some resale tickets available. Thea Geezer, how's it going? Vucha says, much appreciated. You're very welcome. Sorry you missed the WhatsApp group. I'm not doing 2 more. People want me to do so many of them. Well, we can see you up close on YouTube, Chris. We don't have to come all the way to America. True. That's true. How did I get in the first one? You must have asked, Lindy. Oh, how do you? You can't. It's full. It's full already. Loretta, when you were in active, were you ever in a hectic war zone? Yeah, I did multiple combat tours, of course. Yep. My first combat experience was the Gulf War. Seeing my fingers wasn't quickly enough for the WhatsApp group. Has Seattle really been a hospital? No, it doesn't. So many people who are quiet, learn to read. It's a survival trait. Yeah, but here's the thing. See, that's the thing people don't know. And that's why it's so easy for me to revert to it. And I do it at times, particularly when I'm trying to observe people. But before I went to college at the age of 17, I was very quiet and very reserved. Introvert. Very much an introvert. But genetically, I'm not wired that way. Genetically, I'm wired to be an introvert, but I had a terrible childhood. And as a consequence, I turned inside. And so I was introverted. That's why I read so much. That's why I studied. That's why I wanted to go see the world. And then I went to university at 17. Oh, my goodness. Put me loose on the campus, Ohio University in Athens, Ohio, in fall of 1982. The first night that after I checked into my dorm room, I ran into a guy, and we went up and we watched a movie. And that movie, for Buck Night, was a Wednesday night. First movie night there, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Yep. Almost got thrown out of the theater. Some jerk-offs were walking by because there's an alley between the theater and the next building, and they're banging on the door. And naively, I went up like, what's going on? I opened the door, and the guy came in and tried to throw me out for letting people in the theater. I said, I wouldn't let anybody in. People were banging on the door. I thought there was a problem, a fire or something. They let me stay. 17, I was naive. Yep. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Yep. Good songs in that one. ANC sucking up to Iran. Joe Pollock did a write-up at the same time U.S. asked for more tariffs. I didn't see that. Is it on Twitter or is it on Breitbart, Jacques? Tell me where that's at. Colonel, I grew up moving every year to a new province after school. I have kept moving, lived 12 different countries, lived off my motorcycle for 2 years. It truly gives you... Yeah, it does, doesn't it, Primal Boar? I've lived in 16 foreign countries. I've been to over 80. I've worked in about 45 foreign countries. Yeah, it really does give insight into people, particularly when your maturation process, when you're exposed to that. Have a dispute with you over Schussbier, pizza, your taste in women, and that stupid Stormers jersey. Okay, first off, let's sort this out. Okay, Bier mit Cola ist ja fabelhaft, ja. Und jeder, der etwas dagegen hat, soll sich ein Timeout geben. Yeah. Okay, so pizza, nothing wrong with pizza. I had pizza tonight. And my taste in women, you have no idea what my taste in women is. Just because I say Bordermeises all the time, you don't know if I like big women. Fat bottom girls make the world go round. You don't know if I like that. You don't know if I like skinny women. You don't know if I like big breasted women. You don't even know if I like women. For all you know, I might like, I don't know, Pikachu. And there's nothing wrong with my Stormers jersey. The fact that you're colorblind is not my fault, Arctic. You have the wrong shade of blue. Okay. So you pronounce it Wouter? You pronounce Wouter? Well, that's how I would pronounce it in German. Fauta. Fauta. That's how I pronounce it with an F. Fauta. Fauta, yeah. So it's the same as German then. Okay, I was trying to... Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Fauta. Greetings from humid Toronto. Oh, he's not even in South Africa, man. At least I got his last name right. Olivier. Loved it. Loved what? Okay. Chris, where do I send your gift to? Or do you have someone in South Africa send a gift, the book and gift? Okay, Loretta, if you try to send me something from South Africa here, it'll never get here or it'll cost you hundreds of dollars. Please don't do that. If you have a gift for me, first off, you can bring it to a meet and greet, or you can leave it with someone or send it to someone in South Africa. Wait till the next time that you find out that I'm in South Africa, assuming I come back again. Yeah. Naturalized American from Rhodesia, and I just wanted to thank you so much for your recent content in Zimbabwe, very insightful and informative. Well, thank you, Simon Hawkshaw, but that's not recent commentary. That's from 2019 when I was still on active duty. It was a lunchtime lecture at Will Washko. You know, I did that, and several people wrote to me, including people living in Zimbabwe, and complained and said, this is not true. He's lying. These are all lies. Gas doesn't cost that. Petrol doesn't cost. It did cost. What I said was true in January 2019. It's right in the title. It's twice in the description. And then I apologize for the poor quality of the recording because I didn't record it. Yeah, thank you for that, Simon. That's from 2019. You probably have no idea all the things that I wrote, all the things I said about Rhodesia while I was still on active duty that I could say. Quite a bit. No, sorry, Zimbabwe. About Zimbabwe. Yeah, no, I've covered that since long before the farm seizure started taking place. Voter. Well, voter is not voter. Voter. Okay, voter. Okay, so it's voter Olivier. All right, you learn something every night. Been in trauma for almost a year. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I've been to Canada. It used to be lovely. It's gone to shit. Sorry to hear that. I hope you're surviving up there. Don't eat the donuts at Dunkin' Donuts. They taste like cock. They're horrible. The Dunkin' Donuts in Canada are disgusting. It's like eating plastic. It's really bad. Just a warning. I would go to what's not see this senior moment here, man. What's the Canadian donut shop there, man? What's the one? Oh, Voter says it's gone to shit there. He agrees with me. Canadian Tim Hortons. That's it. Tim Hortons. I didn't even have to finish typing. See, the senior moment came back. Tim Hortons. I can recommend Tim Hortons. Yeah, Tony. That's right. I can recommend Tim Hortons hands down. Their sandwiches, their donuts aren't great, but they're good. They beat the hell out of Dunkin' Donuts in Canada. Dunkin' Donuts in Canada tastes like somebody took a crap on a pile of sugar. Oof, it's disgusting. Not that I would have an experience with that. If it's smaller than a book, you can send it to me and I will FedEx to Chris. There you go. Okay, there you go. Artie could try that. Okay. It's voter. Voter. Wendy's. What about Wendy's? Wendy's is not Canadian. Wendy's is American. It's from Columbus, Ohio, man. Dave Thomas founded Wendy's. Dave Thomas, by the way, is adopted, became a major proponent for adoption for kids, raised a lot of money for adoption. Dave Thomas was a brilliant guy, really nice guy. All right, Arctic. I don't know where you're eating Wendy's. Oh, Krispy Kreme. Oh, they brought that sewage to South Africa. Oh, every time I see it in South Africa, I feel so. I just want to go up and apologize. I want to stand at Santa at the Krispy Kreme, and everybody walks up and buys food, and we walk away. I'm going to say, on behalf of all Americans, I apologize for that you're about to eat. It's terrible. It's terrible. Oh, Winchell's Donuts in California, no better, man. Oh, I just said it. Voter. What's okay? It was on Twitter and Breitbart. Okay, let's go to Breitbart then. Breitbart. Yeah, Joel Pollak's been quiet lately. Joel Pollak has never recognized me, never acknowledged me. I'm sure he knows who I am. I put him on a lot of my tweets, but I never hear from the guy. I don't see anything. I don't see anything. Okay, is there a search button? Yeah, let's go Pollak. Joel Pollak. Parkland dad, Biden wins. Why is it going back to 2014? Why don't you give me now? Breitbart sucks, man. Their website sucks. I can't find it here. Trump, Israel agreed to ceasefire. Hamas should take the deal. That's Joel Pollak. Oh, wait, here's his name. I can click on that. Maybe it'll give me all of his recent stories. Okay. No, it still takes me back. Same thing. It shows me an article from 2014. What the heck? No, 2020, excuse me. 2019. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's useless. Okay, that's why I don't like their website. It sucks. It sucks. Anyway, I'll go to his Twitter account before I forget what we're talking about here. Joel Pollak. Joel Pollak. What does that say? We follow each other? Oh, he doesn't follow me. I'm sure he doesn't follow me. Transgender, UN. I don't see anything here. Saudi Arabia pays homage to Ayatollah. Is that it? There you go. Durko's got it on their website. Well, I'm going to have to do a story on this. Okay. Yep. A majority Christian country, and they pay homage to radical Islamic nonsense. Google search for car guards. That came up empty. That's because there aren't any. Business to 3 that arrived back said, Colonel said, not sure who mentioned that he doesn't think that Go is totally gone. It was Theo DeJager, and obviously, Irene, you haven't watched my video. I did a video on it earlier. I talked about this, and it hasn't done very well because it was late in the day. It's only got about 3,000 views, which is terrible. 3,700 views. So, hang on. So here's the link. I did a video on this earlier, and obviously people haven't watched it. So I'm waiting for the blowback from the article or from the video, which really doesn't deserve blowback, but hey. All right, so hey folks, welcome back. This is Chris in Central Pennsylvania. Listen, this video is not to piss anybody off. It's not meant to piss anybody's cornflakes or upset anybody. It's meant to clarify. So I ask that people listen carefully to what's being said here, okay? Not an attack on anybody, but clarification. I think there's been some miscommunication or misunderstanding. It's important to clarify that. So unfortunately, the interview that we planned with Corné Mulder and with Theo DeJager last week while they were visiting DC didn't come to fruition because of scheduling conflicts, unfortunately. So I'm on the back foot in responding to comments that were made in an interview the 3 of them, along with Gerard Poppenfuss, had with Alex Hogue of Biz News. So I like what Arctic says. If Pollak doesn't know who I am, he's got his head up his ass. I don't know. He's never acknowledged me, never written back to me. So I don't know. I presume he knows who I am. I'm responding to that. I mean, after all, CNN knows who I am. So that's the context. I haven't had a chance to speak to either of them or any of the 3 to clarify that. But I want to be very clear about something here. So Theo DeJager talked about the African Growth and Opportunity Act. And he said some of the following. First off, I got to thank him for telling the truth, which he wouldn't do anything else but tell the truth, but for clarifying what I've been telling people for months. Donald Trump doesn't get his intelligence or his information from Elon Musk about South Africa. All right, that's just tease you with that. I got 1 dislike. Wow, okay, well, All right, so people are welcome to dislike it if they like. Yeah, you guys can go watch it on your own. The link is there. Did I put the link in? Anyway, maybe I didn't put the link in. I thought I did. Paste. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, watch that video, says Days Thunder. Thank you for that. 7 years with U.S. Farmer, and they still got my name and surname wrong. Huh? Oh, you mean surname? Surname? It's S-U-R-N-A-M-E. Surname. What did you do to cope during war? Any advice? Well, Loretta, the key to surviving in combat and coping with the stress and the fear and all the other things come along with it is training. Training, training, training. That's why the military and the army, we train, we train, we train, we train. It all becomes muscle memory. It becomes habit. You react automatically. Bullets start coming your way, you don't stand there and get shot. Bullets start coming your way, you hit the ground, you take cover. All right. Mortar rounds, you get caught in a kill zone, you fight your way out of it. You don't sit there and die and hunker down. You fight your way out of it. It's just muscle memory. That's what it is. You train to react to every circumstance, and you train, and you train again. And then you spend much of your time reacting. There isn't a lot of time to think, even during lulls, because you're prepping, you're building. The thing about infantrymen, I'm not infantryman. Infantrymen, the phrase is you always improve your position. So you arrive somewhere, you start putting up, defensive points and perimeters, laying out range fans for, attacks, putting out wire and obstacles and barriers. And then even if you pick up and move 4 hours later, you pick the stuff up, you go, and you set up the next place. You're always working. And you take shifts getting sleep. And if you're in a quiet thing where things have settled down, you're on shift, so you're constantly working. That's the key for me, is to be trained. But I don't ever want to do that crap again. I would never want to do that crap again. It's a young man's world. It's not for someone over the age of 40. That's for sure. Running behind and watching, okay. Not into fast food. All absolutely love cooking. Just made some rusk. They're drying in the oven, okay. Yes, a rusk are like eating Zwieback. That's what you give to toddlers who are teething so they can, I don't eat rusk. Sorry. I don't get the appeal of that. Look, it's like pop, You guys want to eat cardboard and paste, that's on you. I don't eat that stuff. What's minus 26 degrees Celsius? Upper Canada? Funny thing is that our Australian Prime Minister can't get a meeting with Trump. He doesn't like the ambassador. We don't. Yeah, Australia is gone. It's another country that's gone. Until they come back from the abyss, they're not going to. In fact, they're losing their submarines. The Department of Defense is reviewing the contract. We're going to pull the subs that we promised to Australia. The AUKUS agreement is it's going away. Takeaway with steers. Oh God, steers is horrible, man. Incoming fire always has right of way. Yeah, that's true. You're right. Well, it's like right of way by tonnage on the highway, Watch the video. They live in a dream world. Yep. I did watch it last night, and you hit the nail on the head with what you said. Yep. Well, and the problem is I'm only reacting to a video, but it was necessary because people were asking the question, and now the impression is going to be out there that Go is going. I'm not going to say that they're wrong, but it doesn't make any sense. I think there's a miscommunication, and maybe they heard what they thought they heard or what they wanted to hear, and that's that the U.S. is open to a trade deal. But AGOA is gone, man. See, the problem is South Africans, I believe, think that AGOA is like just a decision for the president. It's not. AGOA is a law. It's an actual law. And so when the law is time limited, it expires. Why do Americans not say bye when they talk to each other on the phone? I don't know what you're talking about, Utopia. I say goodbye to everybody on the phone. I've never not said goodbye to someone. I don't know what you're talking about. What Americans you talking about? Yeah, Rusk or National Winter Snack. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Expensive there. I want to go to Rodney, Howard Brown. We have to go to where they send us. Huh? Voter says, Arctic, Vani het ye yourself besi. Oh, don't encourage him, Voter. Voter Olafia, don't encourage Arctic. Man, he'll start telling you all his stories, and then people ask him questions, and I'll have to sit back and let Arctic run the show. Dogzilla, you're trolling. This is why you got blocked before, okay? It's not bothering me, but I'm just going to say it winds up pissing people off, so stop asking silly questions and trolling. You asked me to put you back, I put you back. The Dunning-Kruger effect is, yeah. Oh, the past winter, minus 20. Yeah, no, that's a breeze. Piece of cake, man. Piece of piss. Minus 26 Celsius. Ah, as long as the wind's not blowing, that's fine. Arnold's leaving. Sorry, you got to go, man. Cheers. Take care. Understand what bullets flying, what to do. Thanks to being in SAPD. Pugad. Flying squad and drug smuggling squad. But now being older, I've been more difficult for me. Yeah, no, I'm with you. So you said Pagad. Is that Pagad? People Against Gangsterism and Drugs? Is that what you're talking about? Well, Chris, maybe if you stop drawing all the trolls. Arctic, I think the trolls come for you, man. I think they come for you. Not easy to get into CI. Depends on the type of work you do. Is that crime intelligence or counterintelligence? Yep. What is Simon's Hawkshaw saying? Okay, I'm on a fixed income and live reasonably well. Okay. Okay, you know the expression Whistle City? No, I don't. I don't know. Dog back my favorite. I don't know. Anyway, guys, average view time is 10 minutes at the moment. Chat rate's okay at 11, and we've got 222 people in this chat right now, and it's been climbing the whole time, so that's good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to explain to you fake news again. You ready for this? This is fake news. The Guardian, a leftist outlet in the UK, which is always begging for people to subscribe, which I would do if they quit spewing garbage, has run a story, as have most media outlets, lying about what Donald Trump is doing. What they say is true in one context, but they're trying to tell you that Trump is trying to strip 25 million people of their citizenship. It's a total fabrication. It's a lie. It's a lie. And let me tell you about this right now. So here, let's go to this Guardian story, then we'll get into South Africa after that. So let's start with the Guardian story, and we'll go from there, okay? So Trump's Justice Department issues directive to strip naturalized Americans of citizenship for criminal offenses. That's a lie. The memo says those subject to civil proceedings are not entitled to attorney like they are in criminal cases. Well, that's not entirely accurate. You can pay for an attorney on your own. The Trump administration has codified its efforts to strip some Americans of their citizenship in a recently published Justice Department memo that directs attorneys to prioritize denaturalization for naturalized citizens who commit certain crimes. Now, what might these crimes be? What might these crimes be? Anyone want to guess? Anyone want to guess what these crimes? Well, it's not just the Guardian maze. It's all over the internet tonight. That's why I'm starting with the story. Now, I got you, Dogzilla. I got you. But we're not talking about refugees right now, okay? No, thank you. I just give you a heads up, Dogzilla, because I mean that's why I found out. I talked to moderators, and that's why you got taken out before, because people were complaining it was distracting. So you can joke occasionally, but you're like throwing it in every 30 seconds, man. I appreciate the chat. You know, jump in, say some good stuff, ask some questions. You know, you've shared some really interesting things about Seattle and Washington, which people found very fascinating. Thank you for that. We appreciate that. So don't run off. All right. So what kind of crimes? What kind of crimes, guys? Well, here we go. Jacob's leaving. Jacob's in Minneapolis, Minnesota, man. What are you doing? Are you a grandparent there? Come on, man. Unless you're 90, you should be going to bed. It's only 9:48, not even 10 o'clock in Minnesota. All right, so the memo published on June 11th calls for attorneys in the Department to institute civil proceedings to revoke a person's United States citizenship if an individual either illegally procured naturalization or procured naturalization by concealment of a material fact or by willful misrepresentation. So if you lied or cheated to become an American citizen, they're going to strip you. And somehow that translates into 25 million people being stripped? No. Of 25 million people, there might be 25,000 people who've done this. But do you see how the media lies? Do you see how they lie? This is a bold-faced lie by Edward Helmore. And I'm calling you out on whoever the hell Edward Helmore is. It's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie. There you go. A total lie, total fabrication. Here they tell the truth down here. Then they say, at the center of the move are an estimated 25 million citizens who immigrated the country after being born abroad. Yeah, okay. Those 25 million people are not being targeted, you liars. Liars, liars, liars. Anyway, that's such fake news. Anyway, nobody seems to care about that. Vietnam expression for being in combat zones when you hear bullets whizzing by. Okay, hadn't heard that before, Bloke Cup. Okay, jumping the border. So now is Dogzilla going to be quiet now? Dude, you don't have to be quiet. Just, don't troll. Now, okay, to be fair, in Dogzilla, I need to be upfront with this, okay? We have Matthew Dixon, who is a troll. He's a friendly troll, but he says a stupid thing to try to be funny every now and then. So we tolerate him. We can tolerate your trolling too, but you're not trying to troll. You're just trying to be cute. So just trying to say, what happened to Helen? Going to rest some. Getting bronchitis. I'm sorry to hear that. I think you mentioned that the other day. Lana hasn't been stripped in years. Stripped of what? Okay. Eckerlini's forensic auditor was gunned down. Wow. More criminals probably covering up their tracks. Umpo Mafola, head of Eckerlini's forensic audits and investigation division, was shot and killed while driving on the R23 in Kempton Park. Authorities are probing the motive behind the murder with no evidence currently linking to his professional duties. Yeah, I'm sure it has a lot to do with his duties. Wow. At present, there's no official information suggesting a direct link between his professional duties and the incident. We remain guided by the police investigation. We'll continue to support their work fully. Yeah, they just happened to find this guy on the road. Somebody drove alongside him and shot him, right? Or shot him from a bridge. Give me a break. Ash Potato found Ash Potato's Social Security card. Well, congratulations. Colonel Maklik Common Sense. Okay. Vanna Kurtz, welcome to you. All right, so what's next? Well, ladies and gentlemen, are you planning on flying out of OR Tambo? Oh, by the way, I do have some more news. Oh, you watched me with Vaynant. Okay, thank you for that. In case people are curious, I have more information that more refugees will be arriving in the United States in the next couple of days. Yep, before the weekend, there will be more refugees arriving in the States. I have confirmation of that tonight. I'm not going to tell you where they're going, but they are coming. At some point, people are going to say, you're full of it, man. Who are these people you keep telling us about? And I'm going to say, journalistic integrity, protecting my sources. Unless they want to come on camera, I'm not telling you. You have to take my word for it. Janine's got to go. Why is everybody going this morning? What's going on? All this entertainment is helping with the Cape weather, okay? Leave the peeps alone. Exactly, Lana. Anyway, flights delayed, tempers frayed. Ooh, that's a good headline. OR Tambo reels from the Airports Company South Africa debacle. Another state-run enterprise that can't get its job done. Actually, one of the better ones. Airports Company South Africa. Operational issues and disruptions at OR Tambo led to travel delays for passengers, according to the Airports Company. While no detail was given about the disruption, local airlines reported long queues and log jams at security checkpoints. AXA has faced increased security issues with a security company recently alleging that it acted unlawfully in the awarding of an aviation security contract. Well, data from Flight Radar indicated the departure of international local flights was delayed at the airport Tuesday morning and afternoon. Low-cost airline FlySAF Air advised customers on exit delay at security gates was caused by operational changes at the airport. It also advised customers to check in online due to delays. If you're traveling with hand luggage only, recommend checking in online and proceeding directly to security. Wow. Oh my goodness. Here's the notice from OR Tambo. Currently experiencing longer than usual queues at security checkpoints. Wow. They must have fired a bunch of people. That's when you want that discovery, go to the front of the queue card. That comes in very handy. Business class or discovery. Sven Handyman, welcome to you. Got the passport, got the unabridged biscuit, all forms. Wow, Fred is ready to rock and roll. Shane says, good morning to you. So people are leaving, people are coming in. I'm interested mostly in the refugee program. 2 are in the process, will be arriving soon, more later. I'm taking it, Dogzilla, someone's telling you about refugees. How is it that you're knowing about all these refugees? I'm curious about that, Dogzilla. People know how I'm knowing about it. I'm curious how you know about it. SCOM hasn't already collapsed, Tony? You mean the grid collapsing? No, people are talking about the grid collapsing. Glad for them. When I come there, I will have to interview it. Thank you, Yanni. Okay. Pofu. Which Pofu? Not Dolly. We're just waiting for the unabridged certificates. Great news to those arriving. Stay off the colonel's lawn. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I need to make a video about the MK Party. The MK Party is a dumpster fire. An absolute dumpster fire. Yes, that's right, Dirk Kutsi, you're spot on. As the refugee program picks up steam, suddenly where did the Milans go? The Milans were next door yesterday. I haven't seen them in a week. Where did they go? They were just here. They're in America. Yep. Oh, his wife. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, of course. Nepotism. Patronage. Caterism. Yep. Any comments on the Trevor Noah podcast? No. I didn't know that Trevor Noah did a podcast. Does anybody even listen to Trevor Noah anymore? I thought he just shut up and faded away. Yep. So MK Party chaos. The MK Party is a dumpster fire. Shlope fires Ndela, the press guy from Whippery, complains to Zuma about Duduzilla. Oh my goodness. MK Party is mired in a vortex of divisions and factions within factions. That's a good sentence right there. MK Party Deputy President John Schlope, supposedly with the support of Party President Zuma, has removed spokesperson Lomu Ndela from the party's whippery in Parliament. Written Zuma expressing his dissatisfaction with the alleged conduct of his daughter. Wow. Wow. Boy, the dumpster fire that is MK. It's not a party, folks. It's a vanity project. And that's a problem. If the DA walks, the ANC could easily win new elections if called today. Maybe. I don't know, Golda. I haven't heard from Thea in a few days. Last I heard from her, she's very busy. She didn't even comment on my my Bugger Off Bunny song, so I don't know. Maybe I'm falling out of favor with Thea. Yep, now you see me, now you won't. Way to do it. Exactly. Facebook post of people selling also goods as immigrating. Plenty in Cape Town. Yep, Lana, lots of that's happening. South Africa's falling apart as we speak. Yep. Same feeling for Charlize Theron. Yes. Jesse Creel will be the captain again in his first official test after being the captain for the Babas match on Saturday. Did a good job, too. Wow. Sia Khaleesi's out with an Achilles injury. An Achilles tendon is the reason why Springbok coach Ross Erasmus didn't ask for Sia Khaleesi to run the test. Most of the players won't be playing more than 8 tests this year, so he's mixing things up. So Saturday's match will be at Loftus against Italy. I'll be covering it live on Rugby Ascendant. The Bucks, captained by Jesse Creel, will become the 67th test captain. He had a stiff neck. That's cleared up, and he's in good shape. So, there you go. Pretty good lineup, too. Jasper Visa's back. Iran made preparations to mine the Strait of Hormuz, according to the United States. Well, that's not good. The Iranian military loaded naval mines into vessels in the Persian Gulf last month, a move that intensified concerns in Washington that Tehran was gearing up to blockade the Strait of Hormuz. Wow. The previously unreported preparations, which were detected by U.S. intelligence, occurred sometime after Israel launched its initial missile attack on June 13th. The loading of the mines, which have not been deployed in the Strait, suggests that Tehran may have been serious about closing one of the world's busiest shipping lanes, a move that would have escalated an already spiraling conflict and severely hobbled global commerce. And I would say that we don't know that to be true. It may very well be the standards. When hostilities start, there may be units that are designated to load the mines up just in case. So, that's an assumption. They have no evidence of that. Israel has agreed to a ceasefire in Gaza for 60 days. Look at that. Israel's agreed to the necessary conditions to finalize a 60-day ceasefire in Gaza, according to President Trump. During the proposed deal, we will work with all the parties to end the war, Trump said. The Qataris and Egyptians who worked very hard to help bring peace will deliver this final proposal. That Hamas takes the deal because it will not get better, it will only get worse, Trump said. So it's up to Hamas now. Once again, Trump has negotiated a peace deal. Will the Palestinians come to the table? Yep. Iran can try to raise the price of oil, but they can't really do it. They only produce about 4% of global oil, if I'm not mistaken. They really can't affect it. Yes, she's busy getting settled in. Yep. Yep. Strong team for Saturday. Rossi wants to set... Yeah, I think so, Dirk. He wants to set it in the first game. Yep. You see USA companies... No, I don't. I don't, because South Africa is, despite all its challenges, a launching pad for the rest of the continent in many ways, particularly for Southern Africa, but not just Southern Africa. So, Mike Huckabee, the U.S. ambassador to Israel, former governor of Arkansas, presidential candidate, television host, and pastor, says that maybe the B-2 bombers need to hit Yemen. We thought we were done with missiles coming to Israel, but the Houthis just lit one up over us. He noted the first missile attack since the war. U.S. Ambassador Mike Huckabee said that U.S. B-2 bomber planes need to visit Yemen after the Houthis launched a missile towards Jerusalem on Tuesday. Wow. Fortunately, Israel's incredible interception system means we go to the shelter and wait for the all clear. Maybe those B-2 bombers need to visit Yemen. Ooh. Wow. My goodness. My goodness. Mike Huckabee becoming quite the hawk there. The death toll has risen to 36 after an explosion at a pharmaceutical factory in southern India. My goodness. What were they making there? Look at that poor construction. In Hyderabad, the death toll from Monday's massive explosion fire at a pharmaceutical factory in the southern state of Telangana has risen to at least 36, while 3 dozen were left injured. Man. The whole structure of the factory has collapsed. Fire has been doused, and we hope to finish removing debris in the next few hours. My goodness. The plant produces microcrystalline cellulose, a chemical compound used in making drugs. Okay? Well, that doesn't sound good. Thailand's prime minister was removed, suspended by parliament. Paetongtarn Shinawatra appeared to criticize a Thai army commander during a leaked phone call with a senior Cambodian politician, prompting calls for resignation. So, what are they, spying on the prime minister? The Thai military spies on the prime minister? Prime Minister of Thailand was suspended by the country's constitutional court on Tuesday pending investigation to a leaked phone call. The judges voted 7-2 to suspend the 38-year-old prime minister after accepting a petition from 36 senators accusing her of dishonesty and a breach of ethical standards. Well, that according to Deutsche Welle. Viagra, it's going to be a hard summer in India. Well, things are looking bad for the grifter-in-chief. Volodymyr Zelensky is running out of weapons he can use to kill Ukrainians and Russians. U.S. won't send some weapons pledged to Ukraine following a Pentagon review of military aid. U.S. is halting some shipments of weapons to Ukraine amid concerns its own stockpiles have declined too much. Certain munitions previously promised will no longer be sent. Yes, good. Stop fueling a conflict, Washington. It's not helping. Ladies and gentlemen, this rapist raped a white woman and murdered her, strangled her to death in 1967, and he evaded punishment until now. He was later caught of other rapes, but this racist rapist has finally been caught at the age of 90, and he's going to prison. There's 92 for the rest of his life. How the killer who went undetected for decades was caught. Ryland Headley must have thought he got away with murder until police came knocking his door almost 58 years after his crime. The violent death of Louise Dunn, 75, at her Easton house in Bristol in 1967 sent shockwaves through her community and sparked a manhunt that saw palm prints taken from 19,000 men. However, a killer slipped through the net. More than half a century later, he was living in a quiet market town of Ipswich, 200 miles from the murder scene. But a marriage of old and new policing means a 92-year-old Headley has now been convicted of Miss Dunn's rape and murder following a trial at Bristol Crown Court. The jury's guilty verdict is believed to have set a new record for a conviction in a cold case, and as investigator Joanne Smith put it, it's proof offenders can never stop looking over their shoulder. And there's Miss Louisa Dunn. Before her death, she'd twice been widowed and was living alone in Britannia Road in Easton. She was frail, stood at just 5 feet 3 inches, and weighed less than 7 stone, 44 kg. Yep. Neighbors realized something was wrong on the morning of June 28, 1967, when she had not collected a newspaper. She was later found in her front room, lying on her back, clothed but with her underwear around her ankles. Bruising to the neck indicates she'd been strangled with her scarf, and something heavy had been held over her mouth. A swab tested positive for semen, but beyond this, the police had very little forensic evidence. All they found was a narrow section of left palm print in the area beneath the little finger on the frame of an upstairs sash window. Over the next year, police took the palm prints to every male between the age of 15 and 60 within a 1.5-mile radius of Miss Dunn's home, as well as all those convicted of burglary or a sexual offense. Homeless people were screened, as were soldiers absent without leave. Detectives made 8,000 house-to-house inquiries, and about 2,000 witness statements were taken. It later transpired that Headley, the rapist murderer, racist, was living just 1.6 miles away on Picton Street in Montpelier, just outside the police catchment area. So the police stopped at where their patrolling area was. They didn't coordinate with other police. At the time, he had no previous convictions. Ultimately, the trail went cold, but fast forward 10 years and another manhunt was underway, this time in Ipswich, following the rapes of 2 elderly women, an 84-year-old and a 79-year-old, in their homes at night. One described the terror of being woken by a man crawling across her bedroom floor and threatening to kill her. This time, 5,000 men were fingerprinted in the space of a month, and Headley was caught. He pled guilty to both rapes and asked for 10 other burglary offenses to be taken into account when he was sentenced. Headley's modus operandi was always the same. He targeted the homes of elderly or middle-aged women living in the same area, which indicated he had considerable local knowledge. But with no national computerized database to swiftly compare records, the connection was never made to Miss Dunn's killing. Boxes and boxes of evidence from the original police investigation remained in storage until Miss Smith of Avon and Somerset's police major and statutory crime review took a fresh look in 2023. Murder and rape is the most horrific crime anyone can commit against another person. I think it makes no difference for us. We'll keep searching and searching. Miss Smith said she was amazed how well key evidence such as Miss Dunn's clothing and samples and pubic hair had been preserved, as well as all crime scene photographs and thousands of pages of statements. It was forensic scientist Andrew Perry of Cellmark Forensic Services who established a definitive DNA link to Headley. Mr. Perry cut a square of cloth from the back of Miss Dunn's skirt, having assessed the position she was found in, and realized that if semen had been left behind, it would be on that section of the fabric. Semen that is deposited on clothing can persist for a long time. If you wash it thoroughly, you may get rid of it, but it may persist even if you wash it. It can last many years. Mr. Perry told the jury it was 1 billion times more likely that sperm cells originated from the defendant than from anyone else. Headley had been questioned in 2012, and a DNA sample had been taken following an alleged assault for which he was never charged, but he avoided giving a palm print by telling officers he had arthritis. Ms. Smith described the goosebump moment when she learned the skirt had yielded full DNA profile and the suspect was still alive. The skirt had been hiding all these secrets for 57 years. Despite the DNA link, the team, which has only 9 members, still had a huge mountain to climb before he could be charged. They had to prove definitively that he lived in Bristol and bring a wealth of supporting evidence. Why? They have his DNA. Conscious that, due to Headley's age, they might only have limited time to bring him to justice, the team put all hands to the pump. He was arrested. The team had no trouble taking a palm print. It makes me wonder if he knew he didn't want his palm print taken. 92-year-old rapist and murderer will go to jail. He's a vulnerable, weak old man, but we're talking about when he was in his 30s and 40s. He terrorized these women. And this racist, will go to jail. And that's how he'll be known the rest of his existence. You're welcome, El Murray. Empty promise. Yeah, the GNU promise looking at fuel pricing. That's not happened. What are you guys talking about fuel? Nobody's even listening to what I'm talking about here. Oh, somebody is. Okay, May. It's 57 years. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer is in hot water over cutting benefits for the teat-suckling lazy turds. A bill to cut the cost of Britain's social welfare system has passed the parliamentary hurdle on Tuesday, but only after Prime Minister Starmer made significant concessions. Wow. It's designed to cut spiraling welfare costs by raising eligibility requirements to pay for payments for disabled people. Welfare change will save only £2 billion. They were trying to save a lot more, 4.8. So Keir Starmer is in trouble already. Not going to last long. Well, Trump's mega bill. Millions of people Medicaid will lose coverage, is what they're claiming. For many Medicaid enrollees, the biggest impact will be the new network requirement. Certain able-bodied Americans aged 1964 who enrolled through the Medicaid expansion would have to work, volunteer, attend school, participate in job training. The mandate would 80 hours a month. 80 hours a month. That's 20 hours a week. That's 4 hours a day. The mandate would also apply to parents and children ages 14 and older. Expansion, so no one loses their eligibility if they just do something. You don't get it for free. There you go. Nearly 12 million more people will be uninsured by 2034, with many of them losing coverage because Medicaid provisions bill. That's not true. That's a lie. People who need help affording food, fewer will get it. Enrollees in the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, known as SNAP, may also face changes. States would have to cover part of the benefit costs. Well, the problem with food stamps is we give it to far too many people. Just like free lunches. Almost nobody got free lunches when I went to school except the poor. Now they give them out to everybody. They give free lunch to everybody. We shouldn't be doing this. If your family can afford to pay for it, they should pay for it. You shouldn't be getting food stamps if you make $50,000 a year and you're one person. It's ridiculous. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Tesla shares dropped. Yep, on the Musk tiff with Donald Trump. Tesla shares dropped 7% from Friday's closing price. Yep. Wall Street analysts are expecting Tesla to report deliveries around 387,000 cars, a 13% decline compared to last year when it had 444,000. Shares had been rising based on the robo-taxi pilot project, but now they're dropping again. And the Massachusetts link, or a mass link at the Harvard Law Review assessed articles for DEI values. Wow. So in order to get your article published in the Harvard Law Review, you had to include DEI in the article. That's not academic work. That's activism. The Harvard Law Review, a student-edited publication as America's most prominent law journal, not anymore, was found engulfed in a public battle over accusations that unfairly boosted Black and Latino authors. Please. Since April, the Washington Free Beacon, a right-wing press site, has published a steady drumbeat of leaked documents from the Law Review's article submission process, which the Free Beacon alleged documented discrimination against white and Asian authors. In the months since, 3 federal agencies have looked into the allegations. Then on June 19th, the Free Beacon dropped a bombshell. Nearly 2,300 pages showed how the Law Review's editors evaluate article submissions. Leaked documents showed individual editors' assessments of 416 articles submitted for the most recent volume, all anonymized at the stage of review process. The Crimson was able to identify and contact 360 of the authors. Of the 20 authors who gave statements in response, 12 said there were no major issues in the criteria issued by the Law Review. 5 objected to the rubric that race be considered. These stupid people, man. Their obsession with race. They're horrible people. Early retirement, okay? Giving freebies is one of the reasons South Africa's this situation is. Exactly. Well, Loretta, we've been doing it for decades. We need to stop doing it. That's why we're in such debt. Rudolph, how's it going? Waltz is ridiculous. Who, Tim Waltz? Hey, Xavier, what's going on? I enjoy Senator Kennedy. Yeah, from Louisiana. Kennedy is funny. He's pretty funny. Elon needs to grow up and stop acting like a spoiled brat. I think you're right, Maddie. Danian says I would die bored of it. That's the other thing. So Voodoo asked me earlier. About why I do this when I take all the flack. It's either this or go work again, go get a job working, which I don't have to do. This is much more enjoyable. Do research, inform people, engage with people, much more interesting. What I'd hope to be doing at this stage is giving lots of public lectures. Not doing that. That's what I was doing tons of before I retired. And I was doing it all over the world. Europe, Africa, California. That's like another world. Chicago, Vancouver, all over the place. Yeah, Tim Waltz is nuts. They couldn't get a VAT increase. Instead of cutting back their spending, they did the next best thing to avoid it. Increase the fuel levy. Exactly. You're right, Karen. That's exactly right. Yep. They increased the tax. People are already dealing with the high price. I mean, petrol was R$5 a liter when I lived in Botswana. Yeah, 4.75, R$5. Do what you love and love what you do. Yeah, for the most part, that's true. I do what I love and love what I do for the most part. And I can say the same thing about most of my Army career. Most of the time, that was the case. Bureaucracy gets old. I don't really care for bureaucracy, but beyond that, it was pretty good. My Zimbabwe video has slowed down, but it's now eclipsed 90,000 views, far more than I ever expected. So it's still getting about 100 views per hour, 150 views per hour. So it might get to 100,000. That'd be really cool if it got to 100,000. But I've got 889 subscribers from it, which is super cool. Super cool. It's gotten 10,000 last 48 hours. So if I can get 10,000 next 48 hours, that'd be awesome. So 2 more days. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll see what it looks like Thursday. By the way, I'm going to cover the Scotland Maori All Blacks game on Friday. And then Saturday, of course, I'll be doing the Springboks game against Italy. Job doing research. I'd be happy as a pig and crap. Okay, we now have electricity tariff. Oh, my goodness. 4 employments yet again. Please keep fingers crossed. Loretta, yeah, fingers crossed for you. Chile in Bloemfontein. What's the temperature, man? What's the temperature in Bloemfontein? Let me check and see if anything's happening. Hang on. Anything breaking news here? No, nothing breaking. Caitlin Clark's placement in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark mania continues to grow among basketball fans, but other WNBA players remain unimpressed. She received a record 1,293,536 fan votes for this year's All-Star game, but she ranked 9th among guards in the player vote. The media vote ranked, that's because they're all racist lesbians. The media vote ranked Clark 3rd, and the combined total earned the Fever Star the 2nd best weighted score among guards. Now, to be fair, she's not having an All-Star season because she's been injured, but she's been injured because she was mugged on the court. Yep. Clark will be one of 2 captains for the All-Star game, along with Lynx forward Nafisa Collier, since the pair placed 1st and 2nd in the fan vote. Okay, so the players ranked her 9th. In the player vote, Clark was not even the highest-ranked player on her team. Kelsey Mitchell placed 3 spots better at number 6. Kelsey is a brilliant player. Clark has seen a slight dip in her stats from last season, averaging 18 points, 8.9 assists, and 5 rebounds per game. But she's still performing better than most people. In 40 games last year, she put up 19 points, 8 assists, and 5 while shooting 34%. Perhaps more importantly, though, Clark has struggled to stay on the floor this season, playing in just 9 of Indiana's 16 games. Yeah, she's been injured. Yeah, it's because she keeps getting mugged. Former Iowa standout missed 5 games in May and June with a left quad sprain, and she missed the Fever's last 2 games with a left groin game. She's questionable for Tuesday's Commissioner's Cup. Oh, I missed it. Oh, crap. What happened? Shoot. WNBA. Did they win? WNBA. Let's see if they won. They won. The Fever. They won. 74-59. They won the Commissioner's Cup. I don't know how that works, the Commissioner's Cup. Yeah, but they did win. I missed the game. I meant to watch that tonight, but I got busy watching the show I was watching earlier. Fever win the Commissioner's Cup. Led by MVP Natasha Howard, 16 double-double. Okay, it looks like... I don't want the app. I'm on a PC, man. Idiots, man. I don't want the app. I just want the store. This is stupid. Stupid. Here we go. I want to see the stats. Okay. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I can't see the stats. What kind of idiotic thing is this? There's the box score. That's what I want. See if she even played. Minnesota, Indiana. Not. Caitlin Clark did not play. Yep. Injury illness. Yep. So Sophie Cunningham, 13 points. How did Lexi Hall? She's my favorite. She only had 6 points. She only played 15 minutes, though. That's why. Natasha Howard had 16. Yeah. So Kelsey Mitchell had just 12. Surprising. Yep. Anyway. Yep. So, yep. WNBA. What a joke. 5 degrees in Brockman. That's nice. 8 degrees in Grafwater. Okay. Hey, Mariki Bazino. How's it going? No, she's not dating Trump's son. Where'd you get that from? She's got a boyfriend from college they're still dating. Very late this morning. It's one reason. Summer says 14 degrees. That's nice. Somerset West. No, one of the reasons they don't like her is that she's a heterosexual and she's not dating a black guy. And she's unbelievably talented. So those are 3 strikes against her in the WNBA. She's not a lesbian. Oh, 4 things. She's not black. She's not a lesbian. She's white, but not dating a black guy. And she's incredibly talented. So those 4 strikes against her. Yep. Not sure if you covered it, but the latest story doing the rounds is that Trump is going to allow only 1,000 references. See, that's a bullshit story. I did cover. See, Heidi, you guys got to watch my videos, man. It's frustrating. I don't know. I'm not attacking you, Heidi, but why do people not watch my videos? Okay. Good Lord, only 22,000 people watch that. All right, so I've covered this story. 2 days ago. Hello, folks. Welcome back. This is Chris in Central Pennsylvania with another update on this refugee situation for South Africans. On the 27th of June, 2025, the Washington Post ran an article by Sylvia Foster-Frau that's entitled, Trump Officials Plan to Resettle 1,000 Afrikaners While Blocking Other Refugees. Now, that's fake news, and I'll tell you why. Starts out saying refugees that a federal judge had ordered the Trump administration to admit are being barred from entry under the president's travel ban, even as Afrikaners are allowed in. Again, that's a lie. The Trump administration is ramping up its resettlement of white South Africans while simultaneously moving to bar entry for refugees from other countries that fall under the president's travel ban, according to a document reviewed by the Washington Post and a court filing. Now, that's misuse of information. It's also fake news. The refugee program for South Africans is not for white South Africans. It's for racial minorities, including coloreds and Indians. The U.S. Embassy website clearly states that, and that has been the case since the 12th of May. And this journalist, Ms. Foster-Frau, apparently is too busy to check on that or is intentionally misleading people because that has been up since the 12th of May. That's nearly 2 months ago. She continues, officials are moving to block refugees that a federal judge had ordered the administration to allow in after President Trump ground the refugee resettlement program to a halt, according to a Justice Department record submitted in a court proceeding. Well, that's selective reporting. Some Afghans have begun arriving in the United States in the month of June. This is after the freeze ended. But no mention of the Afghans that have been arriving here. She continues, the travel ban would also apply to the more than 12,000 refugees who had flights booked for the U.S. travel after February 3rd and who had a federal judge said must be allowed on a case-by-case basis under the appointment of a special master. Why? The law says nothing about the appointment of a special master for many refugees. That's not the role of a special master. Why is a special master involved here? This looks like more judicial overreach. Didn't we just settle this with a Supreme Court decision on Thursday? And she continues, thus far, only one group has been allowed to enter the United States as refugees under Trump. Afrikaners, the descendants of Dutch settlers. Again, that's a false statement. Afghans have also recently arrived in the United States. Also, more than Afrikaners have arrived. Coloreds also came over. In addition to that, Afrikaners are descendants of Dutch settlers? No. They're an admixture of German, Dutch, French, and oftentimes Khoi, San, and Asian as well. Calling them descendants of Dutch settlers is partially accurate. She continues, the president claims that they are facing racial discrimination and genocide, which she puts in quotes, an allegation that lacks any evidence. Well, that's simply a lie. There are over 145 laws denying equality under the law on the books in South Africa. Now, so the point of that video was that the 1,000 is by the end of the fiscal year. See, this is getting frustrating for me. I've had WhatsApp conversations with people who are getting a little testy about this. Well, that's all? Are you serious? There's no money for this program. There was no money allocated for South Africans in the projection for this year. The program was frozen, the funds were removed and moved elsewhere. The State Department is scrambling to pull money from other programs. Other people are suffering so that Afrikaners and South Africans can come over here. And the ingratitude we get from people, well, that's all. I'll never. You know what? None of you deserve to come here. Nobody deserves to come here. This is the generosity of America. And people bitching about it. Not here, not you guys. But I had several WhatsApp conversations with people pestering me earlier about this nonsense. You know, if you don't like the pace of it, then go somewhere else. It's free. It's a magnanimous, generous gift. And if you don't like it, too bad. But yeah, no, that 1,000, that's incredible. Do you know what it's going to cost to bring 1,000 people? Do the math, folks. Do the math. $1,000 for a flight. $1,000 for a flight. Okay? All right, $1,000 for a flight. $1,000 times 1,000 people equals, is it $1 million or $10 million? $1 million just for the flights alone. Then there's all the TDY to send people over to interview people, all the checks we have to do, all the medical we have to pay for, all that costs a lot more than $1 million for 1,000 people. The average cost to bring one refugee over is several $1,000s per refugee. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars that didn't exist. And the State Department is farting this money out of other programs, and other people and other programs are languishing to help South Africans. And I hear this, oh, just 1,000. Well, why bother? You're right. Why bother? Don't bother. Don't bother. If that's your attitude, that's not the kind of people we want here. Just, fine. Stay in Brockpond. Stay in Benoni. Stay in Zeerust. Wherever you're at. Stay where you're at. Seriously. I mean, honestly, folks, no gratitude for the effort that's put in this. I mean, this is a program that's ramped up from nothing. February 7th, the president caught everybody off guard. Make a refugee program for South Africans. But you just froze all the money. Make it happen. And less than 90 days later, February, March, April, May. Well, 90 days later, there are already people on the ground in the States. And what was the first complaint? Oh, who are these people? They weren't properly vetted. Nonsense. Of course they were properly vetted. That's why it took 90 days. And then those people come over. And then they officially opened the program May 12th. Well, it's been 4 months. No, it hasn't been. It's been 2 weeks since they opened the program. But I should be there already. No, you shouldn't. Have you gotten fingerprinted? Have we done an investigation of you? Have we adjudicated your case? You don't know. It's all done behind the scenes. You honestly expect them to vet and conduct investigations on tens of thousands of people in a couple of weeks? Very self-centered and selfish behavior of people. So selfish. No, you guys here, most of my audience are very grateful, but it's the people who come in here and watch my content and go and lie about me in other groups. It's just so sick. I'm so sick of these people. What bill is that, Loretta? Yes, the background investigation costs thousands of dollars. And if there's anything in your background, it could take even more because it takes longer. Yep. Okay, so as an investigator, at my level of experience, it would cost $400 to $600 per hour for me to do an investigation. So an average refugee, how many hours is that going to take? At least 8 to 10 hours minimum for someone with a clean record. You do the math on that. You do the math on that. That's just my wages. That's not my benefits. That's not my retirement. That's not the cost of flying me over to Pretoria or Joburg, putting me up in a hotel, giving me a rental car for 2 weeks to do interviews. Yep, stupid people don't know they're stupid. That's why. Yep. I don't know. What are you talking about, Ronnie Jackson? I didn't think about Ronnie Jackson. Is that the bill she's talking about? Yeah, if that's the bill you're talking about, it's not a Texas governor. Those are Texas congressmen, and the governor would have no say over federal legislation. Those Texas congressmen are congressmen of Washington, and neither one of those bills is going anywhere. Estelle will be right back, okay? No, look, Ingrid, a lot of people are. Right, and that's the thing. That's the thing. And that's why I read the email, the letters to the colonel the other night, because I wasn't mad at the gentleman, but I mean, honestly, the stuff I read the other night, seriously, like telling us to get a SAP certificate. You have no idea what you're talking about, and you're going to sit here and criticize, and took the time to write me this long email, which I appreciate. You are selective in who you want and will allow in the USA. Well, yeah, we don't want pedophiles. We don't want rapists. We don't want murderers. You are giving us an out, but with many conditions. Nope, I said the 3 conditions. South African national, Afrikaner ethnicity or racial minority, and suffering a past case of racial injustice or legitimate fear of a future case. I understand about criminals, but a criminal check from the SAPs is quick and easy. No, it's not, and it isn't germane. No other ways are available to confirm it. Well, of course there's other ways to confirm it. We take your fingerprints. That's one way we confirm it. And then we have investigators check on you. It's another way we do it. We can talk to SAPs, but we're not going to rely on SAPs for your background. You know, if this is the thing I find funny, someone telling me that we must get a clearance certificate from SAPs, telling us that that very government is threatening their lives. Why would they give us an honest report on you if they're threatening your life? This person is saying it could be made a condition to provide a certificate. So you're saying we can force South Africans to give us a police clearance. It's free and takes about a week or two after applying. When does anything take a week or two? You know, what takes a week or two is for SAPS officers to show up when you've been robbed. And for SAPS to show up and investigate a farm murder. That takes a week or two. Not getting police clearance. Oh, my goodness. Tried to calculate the cost benefit, including 3 months today. With all benefits, it comes approximately $48,000. Yeah, that's a rough guess. That's probably right. At least $48,000. Now, do that by 1,000. That's $4.8 million that had to be farted out of nowhere. And it's probably more than that. Tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of work going on into this. Yep. Where's the baby Wyatt? That's right, Rudolph. We'll play the baby Wyatt. For what reason do they spread these lies? Well, because some people are dumb. Some people are arrogant. Some people are know-it-alls. Some people are scamsters. And some people are just lazy. And Afrikaners are hard-headed. Don't be offended by that. You guys know you're hard-headed. Afrikaners are a mix of people, and they're very untrusting. But the one thing they will trust, anybody with a Van de Merwe or a Van de Westhuizen on the end of their name or a Delahaye, well, they can tell you anything and it's gold. Anybody else? Well, circumspect. Don't trust it. Except the people that betray you are usually your own people. Who exposed the concentration camps and ended them? An English woman, Emily Hobhouse. Just think of it now. Did these guys complaining really suffer? Be thankful there's someone caring and making efforts. No, I get this nonsense about telling. The lady got pissed off at me. She became a member recently. I'm not picking on her. She knows who she is. This lady sent me this crazy message attacking me last month, accusing me of only caring about money and only caring about people who were willing to pay membership. And I said, what are you talking about? Pay for membership. People can't watch your content. I said, yeah, you can. You don't have to be a member. You just have to have airtime or access to the internet. None of my videos are behind a paywall. None. I will start doing some for members because we have so many members now, like 2,000 members, but there's none. I make them all, and the ones that go behind a paywall eventually come out a week or so later so everybody can see them. But you don't have to pay to watch this program. You don't have to super chat. All I ask is you subscribe like Natalie just did. Thank you, Natalie, for subscribing. By a donkey. So the lady went off me. I said, what are you talking about? Well, you and Trump, all you care about is rich people. That's all you do. I'm like, what? So I calmed her down. She explained her situation to me. I asked her if she had a CV. She sent it to me. I sent her CV to somebody whom I know in the area where she lives. She's living homeless. But she sent me the CV. I sent it and I said, this person's looking for a job. Can you help me out? You got somebody who knows might be able to hire a white person in your area. I don't know the status of that if it ever went anywhere. But then out of the blue, after the lady's so kind and polite to me for a few weeks, suddenly I get this crazy freaking email basically telling me to bug her off. They're not email, but WhatsApp. Yeah, you and Trump you can have your refugee program. Nobody gives a crap. It's only for rich people. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? It's insane. It's insane. Well, Maddie, the point is I never intended to monetize my channel. I'm glad I did now because the ad revenue is helpful. But I never intended to monetize this channel. That was never the intent. The original channel. I didn't monetize them initially. Why? Because I wasn't doing this to make money. I was doing it to get attention to my business consultancy. And that never really took off. I still do consultancy, but it never really took off in the fashion I expected it to. Some have a chip on their shoulders and think they're superior and should be treated differently. Yep. Irulan says, thank you for each video. You're very welcome. It's a pity that a few ungrateful people. Well, it's not a few, Mama Bernard. It's not a few. Is it Marna? Sorry, Marna. It's not a few. It's more than a few people like this. It's insane. But 96% of the people are just great people, are grateful and thankful and appreciate the help. But I mean, there are a lot of people that got something up their backside. They really do. They really do. It's insane. Without embarrassing people, it's like the people attack me, unless it's a public figure, I don't mention names. Like the lady who outed herself, who attacked me in the WhatsApp group or the Facebook group. I didn't say her name. I just said this was happening to me. Someone attacked me and they're wrong. I said, quit hiding. And then she thought it was clever to make a video, which she embarrassed herself. The lady who made the video about the family that's up in Montana that was stranded, and then she rather snarkily, that's why I made the video, she was snarkily, like, oh, I don't think I should even help these people. They're so lucky. They don't deserve to be here, basically. I had to pay fortune. That was her. So that's why I made a video about it. I didn't mention her name. I just, so anyway, she went quiet. Right, they're going to talk to your neighbors, teachers, pastors, some things to go through a background investigation. It's been through them for 30 years. Exactly, Jesse. Yep. Lesser than nothing, and I'm allowed to join your channel. Only Wi-Fi is all I need. Exactly, Matilda. That's all you need, Wi-Fi. Well, DK, I tell everybody, how many times have I said, don't join my channel? I mean, I don't have the Ronaldo Jo's book of e-begging because I do it wrong. I tell people not to join all the time. Look, there's so many members now that the revenue is actually, it's a bit of money now. It's not a lot, but it's a bit of money, so it's nice it's coming in. But I keep telling people, don't join. If you don't have money, don't join. You don't have to join. Just be a subscriber. That's all I ask. Grow the subscriber base. Watch as much content as you like or you're able to watch. That's all I ask for. And don't say nasty things about me. Insane in the membrane, yeah. Lots of people off their meds, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Saps took 2 days to get my daughter's statement. After they robbed the jewelry shop, she was held with a knife to throat while at Rampage Place. Owner of her shop said he's on golf tournament. Jeez. Lady doesn't have any manners whatsoever. She sits at home, comments about everything. Everyone's life except her own. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about that lady? Yep. Absolutely. They're going to love my neighbors. My one neighbor told us to speak off our cons or F off out of our country. Is an animal abuser. Report SPCA. Lana, you're a member. Someone must be paying for your membership, but you've been a member for a while because you've got a Maori there. Not a Maori. Oh gosh, now I'm drawing a blank from Easter Island. Days of Thunder. Thank you, Colonel Wyatt. Thank you, Trump. Thank you, America. You're very welcome. Thank you, Days of Thunder. Thank you for the 140 Rand. The Moai. Gosh, see, the brain's not working tonight. The Moai. You've got a Moai there. That's from Easter Island. Rakes will sort out. Rakes, you can, but you don't have to be. You're a member. Yes, Lana, you're a member. You have a Moai. That's a customized emoji. A member emergency. Someone's been paying for your membership. You didn't know that? You have a Moai next to your name. Yeah, that means you're a member. And Joe Cruiser's a member. Joe Cruiser's a 30-day member. Yep. The longer you're here, the better your icon gets. Tuns Kotze is a 30-day member. Hermanus Johannes Erlang and Marcel Bacchus. After my daughter's rape, we're still waiting for a court date. It's been a year and 6 months. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear it, Emerencia. Oh, gosh, I'm afraid to ask how old your daughter was, Emerencia. Husband and I are very grateful because we're used to do things ourselves. So thankful, Colonel. What's that group? Cool. I'm not yet a member, only have a member. Bugger up bunny's going to get spanked. Now, look at that. DeBarum has the galaxy. He has got the Milky Way. That is an OG. If you've been a paying member for that long, 24 months, you're an OG. Well, no, it's not really an OG, but he is an OG. So yeah, you see that? He's got that little blue thing next to him. That is the Milky Way. You expand your horizon. You start with an RDP house, you work your way up, and eventually you get to the galaxy. Yeah, members show up in green. Thank you for pointing that out. In the chat, someone who's a paying member of the group will show up in green. Yep. DeBaron, 47 months. 47 months. Been doing this since February of... I've had this channel since... not this one, the other channel since 2006. But I've been doing what I'm doing now since February of 2020. So it's been 5 years in February this year. So a little over 5 years I've been doing it now. I didn't monetize the channel till June or July of 2020 after having it for 15 years. So I think it was late June. So late June. So I've just gone over 5 years of monetized channels now. And I still haven't exceeded my expenses of what, in fact, I was looking at my bill for all the subscriptions. I just got billed by X $84. I got billed by Streamlabs $180. I got billed by Zoom $160. I got billed by the Wall Street Journal for $52. I got billed by Times Live for $10. Cockprot 24 for $6. That's 6 to come to my mind right there this month. 6 subscriptions. Some of those are annual, but some of those are monthly. A lot of bullies. I had to find my number in WhatsApp groups and go off and tell me the point. What's that? Sorry, but I've tried to do membership. Listen to all the how-tos. Cannot find that link. I don't know how you can't find the link. Yeah, maybe try on a computer. Something's wrong with your phone. Membership payment is the least I can do to show my gratitude. Well, thank you for that, Loretta. You've been around for a while too now because you've got that Statue of Liberty. The background investigations are not stupid. They talk a lot of bitter jackasses. One bad neighbor does not make a back. Who said they're stupid? Did somebody say the background investigation is stupid? Okay, I want to address that. Who said that? Who said that? Did somebody say they're stupid? Okay, I don't see it, but I'm gonna address that. The background, they're not stupid. First off, okay, this is like, I really appreciated Theo de Jager's comment when he said that, the Americans are well informed. They don't rely on the media to know what they're talking about. They know what's going on in Africa and SADC in South Africa. It's the same thing with background investigators. Most investigators are there to collect facts. An adjudicator makes a decision, not the investigator. So that's one thing you got to understand. You go to a FD interview, you think the person that's interviewing is making a decision on your case. They're not. They're not. They're doing a report. They're asking questions. They're penetrating. They're sending that report in. There's someone who adjudicates your case. For security clearances, the investigators collect the information. It all goes in, and an adjudicator makes a decision. Been a subscriber since March 2020. Nah, could have been March 2020, Bear, because I didn't monetize till June. And at 47 months, that's on this channel, perhaps. Yep. Yeah. So it was more than 47 months for you, but no, it wasn't until June that I monetized it. Yep. Couldn't have been March. I definitely didn't do it March. I wasn't even live streaming in March. I couldn't live stream until April. When I'm seriously in hell, I go quiet. I agree. Mad Max is back. How's it going, man? Tony Nage. Okay, he's been around a long time too, but he disappears at times. Zelda Stander's back. Marius Filionen. What else? Expat family. There's a lot of bullies. Okay. Sorry. Reading the same stuff again. I live in the USA and, like most people, pay no attention to national politics. I pay a lot of attention to it. I'm serious. Okay, read that. Mad Max is not a priority. I had other things to do. And there's membership right there. Thank you. Your Ruling Crawford just became a member at the team member level. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. Can we send Elon a bugger off bunny sign? Your short video of businesses you spoke of no agreement from USA. Just asking because 3 amigos say warning from USA. What are you asking? Dennis LaRue, what are you asking? You don't have a question there. You made a statement. You said your short video business that you spoke of no agreement from USA, period. Just asking because 3 amigos say warning from USA. What is your question? There's no question. No one did, Colonel. Someone was worried about a bad neighbor. Oh, okay. Yeah, don't worry about your bad neighbor, folks. Don't worry about your bad neighbor. We realize that. We realize you have idiot neighbors and idiot family members. When you have a disgruntled spouse, we also know that. When you're divorced, the information we take from someone is adjudicated and evaluated in the sense that it came from. Doesn't mean that ex-spouses aren't honest, but they're often axes to grind. Okay, background check is 100% a good thing. The better check, less rubbish people that wake up music, huh? Do the investigators check court rec rolls? What do you mean court rolls? You're saying role. A role, what you're saying is in a position, like my role is as an anchor, as a broadcaster. Or do you mean as in roles, as in the roles of records? I think you mean roles. Yeah, they do look at things like that if it's necessary. How the heck can U.S. not do background checks on people coming to U.S.? Exactly. No secrets or concerns about any background checks. Yeah. Yep. I think you bugger off bunny. Membership. Thank you very much. Look at it. We got members here. Okay. Yep. Brought us through the boring COVID-19 days, even a Christmas. Yeah. Angry Santa, according to Hendo. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, we did the Christmas stuff. Old channel sub in the beginning. I know, George, but you mean you're sub, but not a paying member. Yeah, you may have joined in March. You're one of the early, George, you were one of the early. You and Eric and Hendo and a whole bunch of other people, one of the early ones, yeah. Dumisa Dlamini just subscribed. Hey, Dumisa, how's it going? Otsihili Jang, hey. Used to be a member, but we had to leave membership at channels because we've been working short time. Pink Peg, that's fine. It's not expected. I'm grateful for it, but it's not expected. Secret mission I cannot speak of. Oh, Tony was doing a secret mission. He was in the oil sands digging up dinosaur bones. Many speeding tickets, says Loretta. Oh, that's why. Okay. Retired Border Patrol agent, some knowledge of immigration law. Retired Army Colonel, lots of knowledge of immigration law. But thank you, Jesse. Okay, border. Whereabouts on the border? You're in Arizona. Were you in the Sierra Vista area? The Chiricahua Mountains with the aerostats? When I searched for Hood Constantia and found the refugee stories happening. You were searching for Hood Constantia and you didn't find my documentary? See how YouTube shadow bans me? 10 hours ago, Tito and two others returned from the saying I saw it. Okay, Dennis, again, that's not a question. I'm not trying to persecute you, but what is your question? Yes, I made a video about it. What is your question? Joe Neiman. Hey, Joe, how's it going? You flying today? Joe, I haven't seen you in donkey years, man. I was beginning to wonder if you flew into the side of the Rockensburg or something like that. Talita Broncos has become a member. Thank you, Talita. Oh, someone just gave out a bunch of memberships. I got to turn that off for a minute. Thank you for that, Myra Prinsloo. Sandra Prinsloo. The gods must be crazy. Okay, morning all. Sorry, I was asleep, but I saw the stream was up once I was awake enough. Hey, Werner. I was watching news channels to try to figure out what's going on and realize TV just nonsense. Oh, there you go. Hey, Carlos, court rolls refers. Yeah. Carlos, I know what a court roll is. Thank you, brother. I know what you do for business. But it was written as roll. Probably a typical Afrikaans speaking mistake, putting the wrong spelling down for an English word. The word was written as R-O-L-E-S, rolls, which is you're the auditor, that's your role. You're the manager, that's your role. You're the accountant, those are roles. Not what you're talking about. You're talking about rolls. It's like a roll of paper. Yeah, I know. It's a docket. I get it. That's why I asked the question for clarity. Okay. All right, dude, you're not asking your question. I'll answer your question if you just ask it. Dennis LaRue, please ask your question. What you're asking me. I made a video. We played it earlier. What's the question about the video? I don't know. You still haven't asked a question. Exactly. It's a common mistake, and it's understandable because you're spelling it the way you think it sounds. Yeah, Douglas Station detailed everywhere but California stand and northern border. Okay, cool. Thanks for that, Jesse. Thanks for sharing that. It's interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Thank you for that. Okay, here we go. Yes, I didn't ask a question. What I want to do is warning from USA and then Thea. I want to what is the warning? Oh, you want to know what the warning from USA is that Theo or Biz News warns. I think you got some typos there. I know it because of tariffs, so I'm wrong. Okay, the warning, I think what they meant, I watched the video. I think that the title was meant to say, these are the conditions for improving relations. I think that's what they were trying to do, is talk about the conditions that the Afrikaner delegation claims the U.S. government put on South Africa. Where's that at anyway? Do I have it down here? Yeah, here it is. Here it is. So this is what they claim, and it may very well be the case. But I was supposed to have an interview with Corné Mulder and with Theo de Jager here in the States, but it just never materialized. I guess they were just very busy with their agenda, their calendar. I don't rank that high or rate that high, so it's unfortunate for me and for you because I would have asked very serious, penetrating questions which have not been asked of them yet. For instance, they say that they met with people and they were given these preconditions for improving bilateral relations. My first question is by whom? They didn't say, and don't tell me they said who. They didn't mention who. They said senior officials in this office and this office and this office. They didn't say who. Okay, so that wasn't helpful to me. They don't have to say it on air, but I need to know as a journalist in order to be able to confirm it. And not that I doubt their veracity, but I mean, in order for me to say something, I got to be able to back it up. So also the conditions they've mentioned here are all things I've said need to be done for the U.S. to have better relations with South Africa. So it's nothing new to me. But then the first question I would have, which no one has asked them yet, and they've been interviewed by a whole bunch of people. They've been interviewed by Alex Hogue. They've been interviewed by all these other people. I didn't get to interview them. My question would have been, were these conditions shared with the South African government? And if so, did it occur during the Oval Office meeting behind closed doors? If it wasn't then, when did it happen? Because why is the U.S. government giving you a delegation of 3 people, one of whom is in the government, 2 who are in the private sector, a list of demands for the government of South Africa? None of you are in a position to change these demands or to change these conditions. Corné Mulder is the leader in Freedom Front Plus, and he's a brilliant guy. But he's not even a minister in government. He doesn't have a majority in government. He can't vote or push policy positions. The foreign ministry is controlled by the ANC. Were they given these demands? Now, they very may well have, and I hope then, I think that they have. But the problem is that that's the point. See, the problem with people with this, they just run around going, these are the conditions. Okay, they're the conditions. But Cyril also told us no crimes were committed at Pala Pala. Do you believe that? Do you believe that without any independent verification? I don't. I'm not saying I don't believe these conditions because these are conditions I suggested a long time ago. And the 4 conditions they put forward were classification of farm attacks as a priority crime, the clear and unequivocal public condemnation by the ANC of kill the Boer, no land expropriation without market compensation, and exemption of U.S. entities from BEE. Now, I said the elimination of BEE, but not U.S. entities. That's the only thing that differs from the things I've said in the past. So, look, I don't doubt any of the gentlemen. They're eminent. They're brilliant people. Because somebody's probably taking a twist to say, the colonel said they're liars. I never said that. But a journalist will ask the questions I asked. And if the answer is, I can't share that on air because I have protected sources, that's fine. But you can tell me off air. And for someone who tells me, I can't tell you, Chris, they're full of it. I got more secrets in my head than I could possibly remember. I've forgotten so many of them that I can't divulge. Protecting people's rights, their privacy, national secrets, that's what I've done. It's my entire life. So, yeah, that's the problem. And that's when I made the video. So, does that help? Yeah, I know. It's all right, Dennis. I appreciate trying to type fast. So, I believe what the warning was the 4 preconditions. But again, I need to talk to these guys about the preconditions. I have questions. And someone's probably watching my content and they'll steal my questions and which they didn't think of on their own. Then they'll ask in one of the interviews they're having. And they're like, oh, look how smart they are. Let's go subscribe there. I'm so tired of people stealing my content and my original thought and presenting it as their own. That's been happening a lot since the FG program, especially. Yep. Anyway. When I steal someone's idea, I don't because I give them credit. Like the concept that someone said, I forget who it was, but I mentioned them by name when we were analyzing and we were talking about it in the chat about Iran maybe fired that salvo of 14 missiles just for a domestic audience to say, okay, we responded, we won, we're done. And I said, that's good analysis. I think you might be right. And I included my analysis and gave credit to the gentleman who came up with that while we were talking here. Yep. Can't remember who it was now, though. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for being a member. Yeah, Rakes, I don't think the current government will meet any of those standards. And that's why they've been so quiet. That's why they falsely claim with no evidence whatsoever, oh, the meeting went well. Things are going fine. Now here we are, 7 days, a week away from the suspension, from the 31% tariffs, and South Africa is begging for an extension. No ambassador, no special representative, no trade representative, no trade delegation. They didn't send a senior member of government, no Parks Tao as a trade minister, no Ronnie Lamola as the foreign minister, no Ramaphosa or even the deputy president, Paulo Chile. None of them went to the trade summit in Luanda last week. U.S.-Africa Business Summit. Didn't go. No excuse. It's a short, inexpensive flight to Luanda. It's in SADC. Last year it was in Dallas. None of them went. And here we are a week away and they're begging for an extension. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. Trump put out a thing the other day. He said he's going to send a letter to all these countries and congratulations, you can do business with America, but here's your tariff, 25%, 40%, 50%, or 10%. That's what's going to happen. So what'll happen? They'll call Trump a racist. They'll call America racist. They'll call us colonialist, and you can shove it up your backside. You didn't even make an effort in 90 days. You knew this was coming, and now South Africans going to suffer immensely, immensely from this. Shameful people. Shameful people. Conrad, you got it working, huh? Okay. Well, truth seeker, exactly. Where are the receipts? That's what I'm asking for, the receipts. Okay. It's like when the lady, or whoever, not lady, whoever it was that came in my chat weeks back and made the false claim that shipping pets to America costs $200. And I said, that's not true. I don't know who told you that, but that sounds like a scam. And someone said pet lift. And I said, I never heard of pet lift. Let me look them up. So I looked them up. I couldn't find them. They weren't registered. They've since become registered. And I've interviewed Morgan. She's a fantastic lady, lovely interview. And they had some great stuff to say. And she explained the $200 was for the titer test for dogs because they have to send the samples to Europe, I think to Germany. Okay, that explains it. But that doesn't mean it costs $200 to send a pet to America. That's a joke. And then she explained to me what they're trying to do is raise funds through donations and grants so that people won't have to pay anything to bring their pets here, or worst case, $200. That's a completely different story than saying that it costs $200. And because I corrected that person who lied on my program, they ran off to their little groups and slandered me and called me a liar. They're so full of shit, their eyes are brown. I said, show me the receipts. You can't. Well, I can show you the receipts. My $5,800 to ship 2 freaking cats to Botswana because I had to go through South Africa. And then when I went back, $2,800. And then one of them died 2 weeks later in a kennel. Well, that was special. On the road, on my way to a mine to provide tech support. Oh, cool. Andre, just drive carefully. Good guys. Finally had this. Okay. Okay. Well, summary, you have to substantiate with proof if you're making a claim. If you're making analysis and you tell people it's your opinion or it's your analysis or your view based on the facts, that's okay. But that's not what was said. What was said is that these are conditions issued by the U.S. government. But there's been no press release. There's no public release of this. Doesn't mean it's not true. It could have been done privately, diplomatically. My question is when. If they said this to these guys, which apparently they did, they should have had the courtesy to tell them whom else they gave it to. They didn't. They just didn't tell us. Thank you for all you do. Sorry all the hate you've been getting lately. Yeah, it's a lot lately, Lynette. That's why Voter earlier asked me if why I do this. It's just recently it's come up. Yeah, it means you're over the target. Yep. They BE you. Cockprot, you want your questions. Exactly. NDAs, you do get them as government employee. Yeah. Non-disclosure agreements. Yep. Assumption is the mother of all F-ups. Yep. YouTube is really bad for other people taking content to make their own content. I see it all the time. They make money off it. Oh, yeah. They do. They do. Okay, I get all of it from you. You deserve all the viewers reporting the truth after verification. And if it's not verification, like earlier, I was very clear in that video. Dennis, you're still here. I was very clear in that video. I'm not privy to their conversations. I wasn't present. I didn't get to interview them because it didn't work out. So all I have to go off of is their comments. Their comments are puzzling to me because they make no sense. And I said, I allow that if I'm wrong, I'll be happy to correct this. I believe there's a miscommunication. They heard something from Washington officials and they heard something which is not what they thought they heard. That's my supposition. But until I talk to them, I don't know. So, rakes, I also have a point that these 4 points were brought up behind closed doors. I honestly believe that. But why did the U.S. not release them subsequently, but then told it to this group of Afrikaners? And did they give them permission to share it? Isn't that odd? Think about that. Why would they do that? I'm not saying they didn't do it. I'm just saying, why would they do it? What is the point? You have to work through these things, okay? When is Steenhuisen pushed to make, where did you see that, Rakes? Are you in Parliament? I'm not grilling you. Are you work with Parliament? Do you work with SAPS? I don't see anything publicly from John Steenhuisen. He's too busy talking about foot and mouth disease and poultry vaccinations and other things. I mean, if he said it, I missed it. Now, 7 days before the end, they only beg for extension. Exactly, useless. They had 90 days to work this out. Just a question, will the USA be able to pick up all the assaults that has taken place in the course of your life if there were a case open? I don't know what you mean by that, Golden. Are you talking about if you were assaulted or you assaulted somebody? They'll be able to check records and they will talk to SAPS, but what they get from SAPS, they'll treat with a grain of salt. So, and if they have questions, it'll raise more questions. You'll get interviewed again. Yeah, the IMF money. None going displays guilt and fear of being called out. Yep. Corey, thank you. And this is for Bob's song. Oh, you want Bob's song? The Bugger Off Bunny song? Do you guys want the Bugger Off Bunny? $200 for tests, quote, Saturday, $5,700, then another $200 for crate. 6,400. Yeah, easily that much. Well, $100 is 2,000 Rand, so $200 is going to be 4,000 Rand just for the crate. The crate is going to be 4,000 Rand. Yeah, Days of Thunder, your cat staying there too. You got things right. Did you read that article I sent where Daily Maverick talks about what happened after dim lights? I read through it, Mad Max, but I mean, I question the credibility of that story. That's why I haven't talked about it. U.S. keeping more eyes on South Africa. Yeah. Okay, I found out to send my African gray parrot 280,000. That's because they have been quarantined. Yeah, exactly, Jean Kotze. Yeah, and then those people, because they didn't hear what they wanted, ran off and lied about me and spread slanderous lies about me in those groups. I've got the screenshots. It's unbelievable the nonsense they say. Who are these little twits to say this stuff? And when they were puzzled on it, they couldn't back it up. So they run off in a place that, and by the way, for those who don't know, the container group, I was sent an invitation to join it. Since I try to keep up on all information I can from all sources, that's why I interviewed PetLift and people trying to help, I joined the group. And then one of the people in my chat, one of the ladies said, hey, I was something about a group. And I said, what? One of my groups is a problem? All these people think these groups are mine. Like, for instance, these aren't my groups. I look here and we got Refugee Settlement Community, not my group. South Africa Refugees Group and Chat Info, not my group. What else? What else? There's a bunch of U.S. Refugees Info Only 3, not my group. Not my group. There's so many of these groups, and people put me in them, and then people blame me for what happens in them. What? 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 Okay, guys, I just got an email message from somebody an hour ago telling me the latest news from South African trolls that I died in a car crash. What? I hadn't heard that yet. Wow. Does the Colonel not get notified by super chats or can even see my message? Corey, I can see your message. I've read your message many times. Have you sent a super chat? Let me look and see. I just read the one. This is Bob's song, please. I just read that. Corey. What are you talking about? The other one, I read that earlier too. This is a good morning for you. Or you must not be paying attention. So some trolls in South Africa are saying I died in a car crash. Yeah, people talk about behind your back. You're important. There you go, Cycling Journeys. Yeah, Johnny is busy exporting his nuts. That's funny. Refugees taking pets sounds fantastic. People should be grateful, even allowed to liquidate pensions. Yep, just like with the pandemic, just to make questions unanswered. Active military person that was stuck in the DRC mentioned that anyone who outed a pay fraud was released or discharged. Yeah, I heard about that, Alexia. I heard about that too, but I have no evidence of it. What is this? Oh, missed calls. Okay. Also, by the way, folks, I'm getting 30 or 40 unsolicited phone calls per day from South Africans who just think it's okay to call me up. And they're calling me at 3 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning while I'm broadcasting. Look, I just want... Dude, my phone's on silent. So unless I'm expecting a call from you... I'll play it in a moment. Okay. What was the video, Rakes? Mr. Stonehouse. Saw a lot of TikToks last night about ICE agents. I assume they're new South African Afrikaners. That's what I thought, because nowhere in that article confirms who he talked to. That's why I ran it past you. Yeah, exactly. Well, Lana, I got banned an hour. I joined it and I got banned. I didn't finish that story. So I never even said anything in there. They just took me out because someone didn't like me. It's definitely a video as I don't read mainstream media. Okay. Touch and go financially before getting my 2 cats over. Not sure if acquaintances can shelter. Well, Karen, that might be something that people do for South Africans, is they hold your pets for a while until you can get them over. Hello, zombie Chris. I need to make a zombie now. Somebody's going to do that now. One of you guys is going to be clever. You're going to make a zombie colonel. A zombie colonel. Put me in uniform. No, I need to do that tonight. I'll make a zombie Colonel Wyatt. Today, Colonel, you were added to the band and banned without posting. Exactly, Lexi. That's exactly what happened. I was sent an invitation. I joined the group, and I haven't even mentioned the name of the person who did it to me. It was one of the people spewing nonsense about me. Yeah, it's a ghost chatting. For a corpse, you have stunning hair. Why didn't I think of that? Well, I hadn't thought of it till just now. I need to make an animation with me as a zombie wearing my fatigues. Zombie Wyatt. Then we start playing the Cranberries. All you zombies, man. Dead man talking. There we go. Yes, Jeremy, we got it. Refugee program is for people, not pets. Dead man talking. That's our next one. Oh, that's my new song, man. That's my new song. Oh, we're gonna do it now, folks. Let's see if we get a good song out of this. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna go to Suno. Okay. Let's see. Create. Here we go. I want to put this in a. I want a rap song. Yeah, that'll be great. Rap. Okay. And let's see how this comes. Oh. Okay, here we go. Let's see. All right, going to do it. Let's see what happens. This should be good. I hope it's good. These aren't always good, guys. See you guys here for another song creation. Yeah, I only have 2 refugee groups. Okay, here we go. Colonel Chris lives on. Let's see what it sounds like.
Yeah. Colonel Chris ain't dead, y'all got it twisted. Rumors spread fast, but the truth, y'all missed it. Platinum hair shining, yeah, he's still here. Dropping facts on air, make the trolls disappear. Fake news flying, but the man's still alive. Burning lies down, watch the truth revive. Smacking down nonsense, sharper than a knife. Colonel Chris out here living his best life. Crash, now he cruising top down, no dent. Internet wild, but the truth's well spent. Smoking out the phonies, fire in his veins. Running through the static, breaking all chains. They tried to bury him before God he's a seed. Roots run deep and he grows at speed. Microphone assassin, taking down schemes. Colonel Chris living in your nightmares and dreams. Perish, now he rebirthed on the mic. Spitting so raw, turn your dark to light. Platinum like his hair, shining in the storm. Fake news crumble, real truth reborn. Fake news flying, but the man's still alive. Burning lies down, watch the truth revive. Smacking down nonsense, sharper than a knife. Colonel Chris out here living his best life.
I hope the other one's better. This is okay. The lyrics are great, but the sound isn't so great. Hopefully the other one's better. Let's see. That's why I like to do 2 versions. Okay, here's the second one. Oh no, it's still going. Fake news flying, but the man's still alive. Burning lies down, watch the truth revive. Smacking down nonsense, sharper than a knife. Colonel Chris out here living his best life. All right, here we go. Here's the second version. I hope this is better. Sounds like an Eminem song.
Colonel Chris ain't dead. Y'all got it twisted. Rumors spread fast, but the truth, y'all missed it. Platinum hair shining, yeah, he's still here. Dropping facts on air, make the trolls disappear. Fake news flying, but the man's still alive. Burning lives
I like this
down,
better.
watch your truth revive. Smacking down nonsense, sharper than a knife. Colonel Chris out here, living his best life. Fake news flying, but the man's still alive. Burning lives down, watch your truth revive. Smacking down nonsense, sharper than a knife. Colonel Chris out here, living his best life. Crash, nah, he cruising top down, no dent. Internet wild, but the truth's well spent. Smoking out the phonies, fire in his veins. Running through the static, breaking all chains. They tried to bury him, but forgot he's a seed. Roots run deep and he grows at speed. Microphone assassin, taking down schemes. Colonel Chris living in your nightmares and dreams. Perish, nah, he rebirthed on the mic. Spitting so raw, turn your dark to light. Platinum like his hair, shining in the storm. Fake news crumble, real truth reborn. Fake news flying, but the man's still alive. Burning lies down, watch your truth revive. Smacking down nonsense, sharper than a knife. Colonel Chris out here, living his best life. Fake news flying, but the man's still alive. Burning lies down, watch your truth revive. Smacking down nonsense, sharper than a knife. Colonel Chris out here, living his best life.
Oh yeah, number 2 is the one. Someone said I died in a car crash. I gotta make a video tonight. The Colonel lives. Smacking down the fake news. That's awesome. The second one's better. Yeah. It's a Springbok Glory. We're not going to listen to that right now. Oh my goodness, folks. Yeah, that came in for somebody who monitors these groups for me. They said, let me read that message to you again. The latest news from South African trolls is that you died in a car crash. Why do they come up with this stuff? Why do they come up with this stuff? It's so easy to refute. Oh my goodness, I gotta save that right now. Okay, you guys are gonna want that song, I'm sure. It's this one here. Unbelievable. Download. Okay, got it. Oh my goodness. Colonel Chris lives on, man. I'll be talking to you from the other side. Dead like me. Oh my gosh. Oh, you want the bugger off bunny still? Oh, he wants the bugger off bunny. Okay, we'll do the bugger off bunny now. You guys, I was going to go to bed, but this is too much fun now. There's the bunny. Bugger off bunny, my friend. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I got to get this up too. So this is a late, before we do the bugger off bunny. Oops, there's no sound. Oh, damn. Okay, I got to redo that then. Oh, it didn't save the sound. Can't do it. All right, that's not gonna, that other thing I was going to do won't work. All right, she wanted bugger off bunny. Here we go.
Yeah, go on by, say whatever. Hop to the left, bunny's on the scene. Fur so clean, move sharp, he's mean. Eyes like fire, trolls start to quake. Mess with the bunny, big mistake. Take her off, bunny, protect her of peace. Jump into the chaos, never on a leash. Trolls come lurking, but they can't pretend. The bunny's here and it's the bitter end. Bugger off, bunny, protect her of peace. Jump into the chaos, never on a leash. Trolls come lurking, but they can't pretend. The bunny's here and it's the bitter end. Colonel's right hand and ears standing tall. One thumb from the foot sends them through the wall. Carrots in the pocket, wisdom in his paw. Trolls see the bunny, drop their jaw. Bounce, 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 the rhythm don't stop. Trolls try to climb, but the bunny's on top. Guarded the garden, defender of the land. The bugger off bunny with the master plan. Bugger off bunny. Jumping through the chaos, never on a leash. Trolls come lurking, but they can't pretend. The bunny's here and it's the bitter end. Swift as a shadow, silent in the night. Trolls meet the bunny, then they take flight.
I love this part. Tahasa met lange oor. The Bugger Up Animania, the Jamaica version, live from Kingston. Coming to you from the other side, the void. I'm coming to you clairvoyantly. Can you hear them, Clarice? Do you still hear the silence of the lambs? Can you hear their screams, Clarice? Yes, coming to you from the other side here. Rumors of my demise were greatly exaggerated. And now we'll celebrate car guards in America, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah!
Down by the lot near the old cafe where the sun fries cars all night and day. There's a wild crew doing what they do. Yeah, you know them, the parking lot crew. Refugees with moves so tight, waving cars in left and right. 10 ways to say, yo, park that straight. 12 for bro, you're 20 late. Neanderthals in safety vests, snack in hand, but doing their best. One grunted loud, broke out in a jig. Turns out he just wants a parking gig. Canines bark like they run the block. Chased a drone, downbeat the clock. One gave change with a tail wag spin. That dog's got tips and a toothy grin. Who you gonna call when the lot gets loud? Parking cones up and a drawing a crowd. Whistles blow and the scooters fly. It's a parking crew and they're riding high. From the streets of town to the lot bazaar, they'll guard your ride like a superstar. Yeah, from Josie streets to America, it's the funky, fearless parking lot crew. Car guard shout near the garbage bin. Who parks scale? You let them in. They blow their whistles in perfect time, like a backup band with a traffic sign. Then here comes Wyatt, the colonel boss. Duct tape boots and a look that's sauce. Rides a scooter with flashing beams. Salutes pigeons, yells at ice cream. Men, dogs, apes from a line. No dents, no scrapes, no overtime. If they park like chaos, made a plan. Fight them twice and be the man. Who's got the beat in a vested hat? Parking legends funky like that. Guard your eye with soul and flair and a high-fi breeze in the summer air. From this line here to America, it's the wild, proud parking lot crew.
Love the bunny. Coming to you from the other side after midnight. Welcome back to Afterlife Radio. Afterlife Radio. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Colonel coming to you live from the other side. Does anyone have a message for someone on the other side? I'm taking messages. Tonight, long distance dedication. Mariki in Benoni asked for this song to be dedicated to her love, Sipo. From the other side, ladies and gentlemen, the Colonel lives on. Oh yeah. Let's hang with the crew from the afterlife just for you. Here's the Colonel lives on Radio Afterlife.
Y'all got it twisted. Rumors spread fast, but the truth, y'all missed it. Platinum hair shining, yeah, he's still here. Dropping facts on air, make the trolls disappear.
Oh yeah.
Fake news flying, but the man's still alive. Burning lies down, watch your truth revive. Smacking down nonsense, sharper than a knife. Colonel Chris out here, living his best life. Fake news flying, but the man's still alive. Burning lies down, watch your truth revive. Smacking down nonsense, sharper than a knife. Colonel Chris out here, living his best life. Crash, nah, he cruising top down, no dent. Internet wild, but the truth's well spent. Smoking out the phonies, fire in his veins. Running through the static, breaking all chains. They tried to bury him, but forgot he's a seed. Roots run deep and he grows at speed. Microphone assassin, taking down schemes. Colonel Chris living in your nightmares and dreams. Perish, nah, he rebirthed on the mic. Spitting so raw, turn your dark to light. platinum like his hair, shining in the storm. Fake news crumble, real truth reborn. Fake news flying, but the man's still alive. Burning lies down, watch the truth revive. Smacking down nonsense, sharper than a knife. Colonel Chris out here, living his best life.
Oh, yeah.
Fake news flying, but the man's still alive. Burning lies down, watch the truth revive. Smacking down nonsense, sharper than a knife. Colonel Chris out here, living his best life.
Radio Afterlife. Coming to you from the other side. Natalie, can you turn the lights back up, sweetheart? There we go. Ooh, rumors of demise are slightly exaggerated. I've heard it all now. I'm a CIA agent. I'm a paid operative. I'm a white supremacist and a KKK member, and now I'm died in a car crash. Thank you, Natalie. Oh gosh. Woo. The ting 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 does. Yeah, that is good. That's good stuff, man. That's got me in the mood now for freaking Strand, man. Strand lipped. Oh, that was great. Meet and greet vibes. I think it was the second one here. This one was great, man. Colonel Wyatt's got a plan so sweet. A meet and greet down Strand's wide street.
Colonel Wyatt's got a plan so sweet.
Oh yeah, I do.
A meet and greet down Strand's wide
Streets.
South African sun kissed the air so bright.
We shared our stories through the night.
Dozens gathered hearts
In sync.
with
Every smile, the spirits linked.
a room of
Faces worlds apart.
bound
By camaraderie, heart to heart.
Cheers in the air, laughter grows, friendships tight,
It ebbs and flows.
Strand lit up like golden beams, a night that turns into sweet dreams. The evening hung with fire and glee,
Connections blooming wild and free. Words were sparks igniting light underneath the southern sky tonight.
Oh, the beauty,
Unforgettable glow. Strangers and friends we didn't know.
tying
Threads that'll last and weave. Moments shared with hearts on sleeve. Cheers in the air, laughter grows. Friendship tight, it ebbs and flows. Strand lit up like golden beams. A night that turns into sweet dreams. Meet and greet vibes. That's, I had two back-to-back really good ones. I did Save South Africa, and then I did the meet and greet vibes. That was just rocking. Good stuff. What does Hannes Oliver have to say? What am I seeing any Hannes Oliver here? Don't see any Hannes Oliver. Olafia. Must be someone there. Okay. Where can we access all your songs? Well, apparently you have to have an account on Suno. I'm going to make something soon enough, okay? Vilma, good night, okay? Living rent-free in the Trolls' Lie. Yeah, I am. The Colonel songs. I cannot download. Eyes of Fontaine is cold. Which Colonel song? The second one, the Colonel's Ode? That was the one that brought me to tears, or the one that was drafted originally. So you have the Colonel's Ode, which is a more recent one. Then you have the Colonel's Song. That's I played at the beginning of the show. I haven't played the Colonel's Ode. That one's really cool. I like that one. So Colonel's Ode. Let me see if I can find that, if it's what it's called over here. That's the wrong folder. I need another folder here. I got to put all these in the Colonel. Colonel's Ode. That's Colonel's that got it. You want the original? Come on, Red, I've already played that one. Let's play this one first, okay? This one's cool. I'm getting into country music. I didn't used to like it, but it's really good. Really good, man.
The day is arrived. We are still in the same place of disarray. Hope is in the distance. I can see a tiny glimpse of light. Just a tiny, tiny light. It is there, I know it. I can feel it in my heart. I have prayed for it for oh so long. I know that it is coming our way. Tomorrow may not arrive. Yesterday has gone, but this I know. Today is gonna turn out just right. Colonel Chris is a ray of sunshine. He has arrived just in time to keep that tiny light in the horizon still burning bright. Our prayers are being answered, so don't despair. Someone we can trust, which has been a long time coming when our hopes were shattered. He is that tiny bright light in the distance. Tomorrow may not arrive. I can feel it in my heart. I have prayed for it for oh so long. I know that it is coming our way. Tomorrow may not arrive. Yesterday has gone, but this I know. Today is gonna turn out just right. Colonel Chris is a ray of sunshine. He has arrived just in time to keep that tiny light in the horizon still burning bright. Our Colonel Chris is a ray of sunshine. He has arrived just in time to keep that tiny light in the horizon still burning bright. Our prayers are being answered, so don't despair. Someone we can trust, which has been a long time coming when our hopes were
I love that
shattered.
photo.
He is that tiny bright light
Love that photo.
in the distance.
Yeah, that's one of the viewers put that together. That one had me in tears listening the first time. Yeah, the Colonel's anthem, I've played that many times, guys. Okay, I'll play it again real quick here. I like that one. The Colonel's anthem, people asked me to make it available. I wrote to the person who prepared it and asked for permission. We got a long conversation about refugee stuff and not about that. Yeah, that is a pretty cool photo. Yeah, I like that one. So, Mornay popped in here. Mornay has lost his lease because he couldn't make his rent after being robbed twice and had a GoFundMe, but that wouldn't have worked out anyway. So he'll help him out a little bit, but it wasn't enough to save. So he's packing his stuff out and leaving. He just popped in to say hello tonight, Mornay. You'll see him in chat under Rainier. That's his brother's phone. So anyway, well, they're not all mine, Rihanna. Most of them are mine, but that one wasn't mine. This is also not mine. So I'll play this. I played this at the beginning of the show. Once I get the go from this person, what I'm going to do, folks, I'm going to make all this available. Someone said I could put this on Spotify or something like that. I don't know. I'll check into it, but I'll do that. Codebreaker is either trolling or a fool. Codebreaker will be caught pretty quickly and stopped. So if you think that's entertaining, you will simply, I don't think this is a real person. Any real person would not be a dumb enough ass to say, I'm going to jam the network and they're going to get me on a plane. Stupid. Yeah, I like it. That's a great one, Sigmaster. So here's the original one people are asking about. Let me get this one up here.
Colonel Wyatt hits the screen, got stories bold and keen. Old soldier, sharp and mean, tells truths they've never seen. Rugby lover with a roar, Africa flowing in his core. YouTube rants they can't ignore, his passion makes his heart soar. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call. Don't miss the brawl. Military mind, keen and wise, truths come out, no disguise. South African skies, in his eyes, hear his voice, no surprise. Retired soldier with the fight, in the dark he brings the light. Angry rants, truths ignite. Join the cause, join the ride. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Enemies knocked on his door, trolls attack, but he's more with each click. Watch him soar on the truth waves, he explodes. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Right now, don't miss the brawl.
By the way, that one picture towards the end there was the Strand meet and greet last year, not the one with 150 people this year. Yeah, so wow. Yeah, anyway, Sedgefield's here. I was wondering where he's at. Love all the songs, gives us a warm feeling. Yeah, no, once I get approval, I said, I love the integrity, waiting for approval to use it, and as Chris is sticking to his values, another reason why I prefer his news, he doesn't flip-flop. No, I don't, Vader. Look, we all get punked occasionally, but I have pretty solid, checks in place and pre-flight measures so I don't make mistakes like that. What town was that? What do you mean, what town? Where, the Strand? Strand is by Gordon's Bay. No, it's not. It's Mornay, Conrad. He's just using his brother's phone. He's passed away. Mornay doesn't have another place. He's out on the street or sleeping in his car, as far as I know. Yeah. So, International Relations Cooperation post images. Deputy Minister visiting the Iranian embassy. Yeah, I know. I saw that. I saw condolence book. Did Khamenei die? Or is it condolences for the attacks? He hasn't died, has he? Yeah. It's condolences because of the war. That's even more insulting. Yeah, we need a zombie Wyatt. All you zombies. He didn't die, no. The condolences, I guess, because of the war. Which area is Mornay? Rakes, I don't know where Mornay's at. Mornay, do you mind sharing? It sounds like people are trying to help you. Mornay, are you still here? Can you tell people what province you're in or what town you're near? Maybe we can get you some help. The backup buddy didn't raise enough money. Difference is, other than people who aren't willing, should you have to say, got it wrong, apologies, you would. And I do. Thankfully, it isn't very often, though. I want my Twinkies. Thanks to you. Now I start my day with a smile and a spring in my step, energized, renewed hope for the future. Awesome, Karen. Mornay, are you still here? Mornay, are you still here? Wyatt Power. Strand lit up like golden beams. Yep, cool beans. All right, well, where are we at? It's 2.5 hours. Good Lord, man. You guys keep me here forever. It's, 6 hours now, so it's 7:30 in South Africa. Good morning. Trust you're well. Standing tall. Thank you for all your help and information. You're the only one where okay, cool. I'll make mistakes. Some just more than others. Some make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, guys. All right, I'm going to have to make a video when this is over. Please go watch it. It's news of my passing are greatly exaggerating. There you go. Hemiston. Okay, all right, so he's in Gauteng. All right. If somebody here is able to hop in here and help in some way. So who asked where he's at? You're welcome, Rihanna. Oh, Rakes asked where he's at. Rakes, are you in contact with me on WhatsApp? If you are, send me a note. I've got Mornay's contact. If you're able to, if somebody's able to help. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, guys. I got to make that video now. So Lana became a member for 1 month. Sleep well. Congratulations on your anniversary super chat. I can help that dude with money. Days of Thunder. Okay, Mornay, are you here? You did. Rakes did as well. Days of Thunder, are you in touch with me on WhatsApp? And when I finish with the video and upload it, then I'll send messages and put you in touch with each other. Can I do that? Can I do that? So I need to say Rakes. Okay. I'll look for whoever writes to me in the chat and says they can help Mornay out. Okay. 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 Rakes and then Days of Thunder. Okay. All right. I have your email. Okay. Days of Thunder email. Okay. Well, I'll give you his phone number then. You can reach out to him if you want to call him. Okay. Loretta, you guys are welcome. Well, I won't be getting to sleep for a while yet. I got to make that video, upload it, and then I got to try to deal with this to help Mornay out. Okay. All right. Okay. The backup buddy isn't going to help right now, Alexia. I mean, he's already tossed out, so he's going to find some place to live. Because the backup buddy only pays you once a month. They don't pay you when the campaign ends. So you got to wait for them to give you the money. That's one way they make money. It sits in the bank there and a little bit of interest off it. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Thanks, everybody, for watching the program. Thanks for 300 likes. Almost 2,000 tuned in. Bit far from Haltang. Yeah, I got you, Rex. I'm very far from Haltang as well. Okay. You on my number 2, Colonel Rainier. Okay. Oh, that's Mornay. Okay, I thought I had your number, Mornay. How are you? Oh, you're contacting by email too. Yeah, send me. Okay, Mornay, send me the. Okay, I'll look for email for everybody then. Mornay email. Okay. For some reason, I thought I had you on WhatsApp. Okay. Okay. He's in Garmiston, Gordon. You guys can send me an email if you want to help out. Okay. All right. Okay. Your call. All right. So you can figure out what's going on. Okay. All right, everybody. Yeah, you guys can figure out what you want to do. I'll put you all in touch. Okay. I hear lots of funny stuff, Charlie. Trust me. I've heard it all. All right. Okay, that's going to be it. Wow, that was fun. Guys, thanks. 2.5 hours now. I'm going to make a video. Good night. I'll see you later today. It's Wednesday's my busy day. I've got early news. Don't forget the news comes out early. It's 11:30, 5:30 instead of 6 noon because I do Wednesdays with the Colonel, and then I've got my radio show tomorrow night. Ciao, ciao. Bye, everybody.